forever to get to us from CNC.
Yeah,
You
one
guys
minute.
turn your mics on.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, last week I didn't have it on, I got all kinds of text messages.
You have 15 seconds.
Yeah.
You put it too deep, you can't see it.
Put it in there too deep.
You lost your spot
One
anyway.
second. We're done.
All right, let's go.
Everybody rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Father God, thank you for today. Thank you for the joys. Thank you for the lessons and the unseen blessings. Heavenly Father, watch over us as us and our communities. Let your presence be our shield. God, help us make the right decisions for Bourbon County. Show us your way. Lord, quiet our hearts, ease our burdens, and bring hope for tomorrow. In Jesus' glorious name, amen.
Amen.
Okay. Good evening, and welcome to the August 11th, 2025 Bourbon County Commission meeting. I ask you to silence your phones, take any private conversations to the lobby. We welcome all comments at the appropriate time for public comments. For items not on the agenda, we'll have a section, and then after each agenda item, if there's a need, we will call on members that have signed up, or public members that have signed up. Other than that, unless the chair recognizes you, let's keep the conversations to a minimum and for business only. I ask that we keep the aisles and doorways clear for safety reasons. And again, welcome to tonight's meeting, and we'll get started. So first order of business. Approval of the agenda.
I have some changes.
You have some changes.
I'd like to move department updates up just below the executive session because we have the clerk and the appraiser here. We could do that.
Okay.
The clerk stays anyway with the appraiser. Right under new business, we don't have anything right now. I'd like to add an insurance meeting request, and then we'll talk about that then. And then I'd like to, under Brad's section of what he's talking about, the E911 and asphalt, I'd like to add discussion on cancellation of the IT agreement.
Is that a separate item?
I mean, they're all together.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All Brad's are.
Okay.
It was cancel IT and what else?
Agreement.
Moving the
agreement.
department updates up just underneath 8. And then adding an insurance meeting request to the new business.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Tran, you got anything?
No, sir.
All right, I move that we approve the agenda as changed.
Second?
Yes.
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 Approval of minutes for 7/21/25, 7/23/25, 7/28/25, and 8/4/25. Any concerns, corrections, or? No? I move that we approve the minutes for 7/21/25, 7/23/25, 7/28/25, and 8/4/25 as distributed.
Second? Yes.
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 Okay. Next up is consent agenda, accounts payable for August the 8th, 2025, totaling $226,245.93. Any concerns, changes, questions?
No.
Approval of accounts payable for August the 11th, 2025, totaling $10,500. Any? Nope. Approval of 8/8/25 payroll totaling $294,264.40. Any questions, concerns? Okay. I move that we approve the consent agenda approving 8/8 accounts payable, $226,245.93. August 11th, 2025 accounts payable totaling $10,500. Approval of 8/8/25 payroll totaling $294,264.40.
Second.
Tran,
Yes.
Beerbauer,
Yes.
Whitman. Yes.
All right, next up, Mr. Matkins. Welcome. This will be in regards to E911 and asphalt production for the city of Fort Scott and also IT agreement.
Yep, thank you very much for having me. Just wanted to come to see if you've had any update by your budget committee on the E911 dispatch to see where we're going with that.
Mr. Motley?
No update yet.
Huh?
No update yet.
Okay.
That was easy. There you go. So the next thing is about asphalt. We've purchased equipment to do our own asphalt for starting this year, and we would like to see if we could purchase that from the county. If the county could produce asphalt for the city of Fort Scott and go from where we were with our payment plan that we had previously with the county at $65 a ton. I talked to representatives from the county, and they said they would be able to do it, but I wanted to come talk to you guys first about that.
What do you have to pay to outsource? And the reason I ask is because if we do divert to making asphalt for the city, then even though that gets paid for by the city, we still take away from time spent on county roads. We use those employees to create asphalt and do that instead of being out in the county.
All you're doing is
that.
producing it. We're coming to get it. So it wouldn't take anybody away from doing your roads. You would just be producing additional asphalt. So you're not leaving the plant unless that person's not at the plant. But you guys are already producing asphalt for yourselves. That's
Who did you talk with?
Dustin. I'm not
Dustin.
sure if he's here. I'm not sure who's the chain of command or whatever, but that's how, I wanted to talk to him just to make sure it was a possibility before I even brought it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would.
And I don't have to have an answer tonight. I just wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
To put that on the table, that we would like to buy asphalt from the county to keep the money in the county to where we don't have to go anywhere else.
I think we probably need to double check the cost of what it is to produce it also.
Okay, I can tell you the amount, roughly 2,000 ton is what we'll need this year. And then
We
next
need
year, we'll
2,000
need
ton?
more than that, I'm sure. So,
You need 2,000 ton for this year.
yes.
And I also do want to double check, how much more labor it takes away. If they do other things instead of,
That would
while they're
be-
not creating asphalt, if they do other things instead of that. So if it does actually pull away from crushing rock for the county roads or whatever.
That would
Totally
be-
fine.
Yeah, that'd be a question for Dustin.
But I
And-
can tell you it's
You gonna be
another
able-
revenue source for the county.
Yeah. Are you gonna be able to visit with him before you leave? I mean, are you gonna be available?
I
don't
need
know.
to
if
ask some
you're-
questions first.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
I can. I mean, I'll have my peripherals. It's not like
Okay,
I'm
all
gonna
right.
be electronically disconnected. I'll have my purpose. So you want 200 tons,
No, 2,000
2,000, I'm sorry, you want 2,000 tons for next year?
for this year,
Okay.
yes.
So how many tons per day are you anticipating?
No, I have no clue. It just depends on how we go. I mean, we would communicate in advance so they know how much we'd need.
So how
And
many
2,000 tons is not very much, to be honest. I mean, that's not, we've only have roughly 10 blocks that we're gonna be doing. It would be something we'd communicate with whoever's in charge. I mean, we're not, if we need it in a week, we'd give them a week's notice. Whatever they need, we would give them. We don't need it tomorrow, we don't need it next week. It's gonna be a good month or so before we need it.
So how long is this asphalt season for you guys?
We will go into September, late September, especially with Eddy Street, the way it's going. We'll maybe even go into October. And if that's something the county cannot provide, that's fine. We'll get it somewhere else. I mean, we're not,
What
it's
does
not
it
that
cost
big of
you
a
to
deal.
have to, how much more could you lay with your dollar if the county helped?
There's about a $35 a ton difference, plus travel.
Oh, they have to, you would have to travel. You
We'll have to
go-
travel, yeah. we'll
Either
have to-
way, okay.
We'll have to travel to go get it.
Will you go get it, or will they deliver?
No, we'll go get it. Bottom line, looking out for the taxpayer in Bourbon County,
Yeah.
since Fort Scott's in Bourbon County. So go, please ask your questions with whoever, Dustin, Commissioner Tran, whatever you guys need to do. And I will come back in a couple weeks, if that's okay.
I really need to know how much do you guys need in a day? Let's just say you're gonna go full bore in a day. You got the whole crew, all the equipment out there. What's the max tonnage?
I'll
that you're
find
gonna
that
need?
out tomorrow and I'll email you.
And I would be more interested in, also, I mean, if we're saving that much money for the city and the city crew possibly helping the county lay their asphalt if they need it.
Well, since we're doing a whole renovation of 3 blocks on Eddy Street, I'm not sure if we're gonna have time to do. We're gonna be pushing it to get done what we have
It's not,
to get done. It's gonna be
Yeah.
tight,
Yeah.
really tight.
Okay.
there's a bunch of other factors that go into this. We need to make sure that we have the raw material on hand to support what the city's asking for, as well as what we need to support our own function. The manpower, the equipment will only produce X amount of product in a day. So that's why it's critical. I need that we know what they need in a day versus what we need in a day, because in the end, let's just be honest, the county's need's gonna come first, because, we are responsible for the county.
But you said you already talked to Dustin about that?
When's your asphalt season
when's-
going to start and
when-
finish? Do
When
know?
did you talk to Dustin?
Today.
Today,
Yeah, because I didn't want to come here without him knowing something.
right.
We don't.
Because if he's told me there's absolutely no way, I wasn't gonna waste y'all's time or mine. So, it really, and you made a good point. It depends on our asphalt seasons, when you're gonna be asphalting, when we're gonna be asphalting.
Right.
If we're both asphalting heavy at the same time, more than likely, it's gonna be hard to keep up. But that's gonna be a question for them guys. I don't,
Right.
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
know.
I spoke to them a little bit about it, and then there's the issue with the interlocal. The interlocal needs to be looked at again. It needs to be agreed upon again. Me personally, as a commissioner, I don't like it, because it doesn't have a finite year. It has an auto renewal,
Yeah.
which sounds good, but I think auto renewal will end up. I've said this again, so the best way for me to explain is, the decisions that I make today have long-lasting ramifications in the future. So an interlocal that has no finite date may not work for us in the future. Make sense? And then we're locked into a certain dollar amount when everything else has gone up. Manpower's gone up, equipment's gone up, supplies gone up, fuel prices gone up, oil prices gone up, and we're locked in at $65.
Yeah.
But it costs us more than that to produce it, and we're locked into an interlocal. That's what happened with several contracts that we've been looking at. So that's some of the other things that we need to discuss as a body.
Right. No, well, and then it also goes in, like Mr. Matkin said, by using ours, it saves the county taxpayers, saves the city taxpayers, which are part of the
Then
county.
There's also something else that came to my attention, and I wish Mr. Johnson was here because I think it's his world. So we have a tax for roads, right, road and bridges?
Yeah.
Does that and I'm not privy to it because I just heard about it. Does that tax preclude us from producing supplies for the city or for any other?
I don't think we could
Municipality.
pull the tax out to pay the labor. I think we'd have to use the money they're paying us to pay the labor for it.
So we'd have to get money first.
Yeah,
and
to
then
pay their
provide it.
labor. I don't think we
Okay.
could use that at our hard.
I just want to
our
make sure that
surface road
we
tax.
as a body don't.
Right.
Logically, I don't
And,
think that would
and,
work.
and a question that I would like to bring up, because we talked about, or she had mentioned maybe some of your crews helping out. Well, and I understand, you guys are gonna be doing your thing, but maybe team up with some of our people that are working the plant, and then that would be more people working the plant.
Something we
when
can
do-
definitely
produce more that
consider
way.
and
Yeah.
talk about.
So, I mean, that might be
we get down
something
to
to
it.
talk with Dustin about too as well. Because you guys are gonna be, this isn't the only year you're gonna be doing this, so what you talked about in agreements is gonna be moving on down the road.
Hoping for a long time.
Yeah, if they,
I would caution the commissioner in going down that road prior to talking to council. Because if I have a county employee on county property working on county equipment, and I colluded with a city employee on county property using county equipment, and that individual gets hurt,
The liability.
yes.
but that's what I mean.
That's
It's stuff to discuss.
What I'm saying is, let's take it one step at a time. And let's take the requirements. I need your requirements,
Okay.
okay? Concrete requirements. It's like, you need to tell me exactly how many tons you're gonna need.
Sure.
Because the liability is there when they drive their trucks onto our property as well and take loads
Yeah,
of
but as long
asphalt.
as, you know just as well as I do, sir, if I go to a quarry and I pick up a ton of rocks, they don't let me out of my truck. I sit in a truck until they dump it and then I leave.
Well, the bottom
Doesn't
line
mean
is
I leave,
workman's
it's
comp,
liability. Yes.
workman's comp liability is a lot worse than regular liability insurance. So, yeah, I can totally see what you're saying.
Okay,
Okay,
just some thoughts.
Think about it, talk to Dustin, talk about whoever, and I'll come back in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
We won't need any for a few weeks anyway. I think the last thing was the MOU for IT
Yes.
services.
I think
we
you
would-
guys hired somebody else, so
Yes,
could
we
we?
have hired somebody. We'd like to cancel
Terminate?
that. Yes.
Okay. So, with Brad's request, I would move that we cancel the MOU, Memorandum of Understanding IT Support for City of Fort Scott today. It was signed and dated on the 5th of December 2023 and signed by Commissioner Harris on the 23rd of February 2024. So it looks like it was renewed.
Yes.
So, move we cancel that today?
I'll second.
Do we bill them to the end of the month? That's a joke.
We'll trade you asphalt for it.
Tran,
Yes.
Beerburn,
Yes.
Milburn.
Yes.
And on reality, how do I bill you?
Send me an invoice.
Hey,
Do I need to
you want
sign
a
it?
copy of, yeah, go ahead. I'm not the chairman, I can't.
I know, but I can't see the chairman.
Okay. Michael has his hand up.
There you go.
You had a question?
Yes, sir.
Did we all vote?
This was before my time in Fort Scott, but I believe there was a issue where we were competing with private industry in asphalt, and I believe that should be considered in your deliberations. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
That is a good point. Because if we can't sell gravel to people,
How long has this inter-agreement been in effect, though?
the interlocal,
Yeah. This
I don't
one
think,
with the
that-
city.
I know they, I remember seeing it, I have it somewhere.
We
but-
just, yeah, I think it's been around for quite a while.
That still doesn't make it right.
No, it don't make it right, but I'm just saying is that previous council on that had looked over it, so.
Don't ask me back, Bill.
All right, so next up would be Bob with Crawl Can Internet. And Commissioner Milburn.
We'll be all right with both Crockett guys and Brooks.
Yeah, if you want to kill both of
Yeah,
them.
we'll kill two birds with one stone there.
All right, Justin with Crawl Can for phones.
I'm Bob Guilfoyle with Crockett Telephone.
I'm
And,
Justin with Crockett Telephone.
I was asked to bring some renewed internet pricing for the county. We've been your ISP since, what, 2018, something like that. We have an exchange agreement currently in place that's good till 2043 or something like that. We rent some space from you over here in the old jail for some of our electronics, and for that you get 50% discount on your internet services through the county. So we've got two different proposals here. We have one to leave it as is with the county all on one great big network, which we've been talking about dividing the network up a little bit because you just have too many devices on one connection, i.e. the sheriff's department. But to leave everything as it is today, we're gonna take your monthly premium from $2,500 a month to $2,000 a month. We have a $100, we call it a transparent land service going out to the EMS building. And then you get a $1,000 discount because you get 50% off of that. So you'd go from your $1,400 a month to $1,100 a month, so it'd be saving you $300 a month. If you want to renew the existing agreement we have today, which has been out of date for a couple of years.
So you'd go to what amount? I'm sorry.
Right now, you're out of pocket, you're $1,400, we're going down to $1,100.
Okay.
So
And
the bottom line is 1,100, not the 25 to 2,000.
Yeah, so before it was
That was
2,500
confusing.
and you got a $1,300 a month discount because we have electronics over here in the
Right.
G-Pod or H-Pod, whatever it was, I don't remember. And then you have a $100 connection to get the ambulance service onto this network out at the EMS building out by the old hospital. And then we would give you, until the old agreement, you got a $1,300 discount, half it. We actually went a little over half that 2,500 back then. But the renewal would be $2,000 a month plus $100, which would be $2,100, then your $1,000 discount for a total of $1,100 a month. And I'll leave this with you.
And it was 1,300.
The discount was, yes.
Yeah.
So we were $50.
And that's leaving everything as is.
That's not touching a thing. That's just to renew the agreement with updated pricing. You know, in today's world, everything else is going up, but our internet prices are coming down a little bit. Bandwidth has gotten cheaper. We've been able to recoup some of our money, we spent here in Fort Scott. Fort Scott was a very expensive build for our company when we built it out because of all the rock. So we've depreciated some of our assets down a little bit where we can take a little bit, give you a little better discount on your internet services. So we feel like this is very competitive right here. Then we were also in the process of talking to the sheriff about getting the courthouse, not the courthouse, the sheriff's department completely segregated from the county. Which, when we talk about this connection here, it's the whole entire courthouse, the EMS. There's wireless links going out to public works,
And the
the
landfill.
landfill, multi-county community health, which we don't even charge you guys for, is connected back to here. You're getting that $100 for free.
And then I'm trying to keep up. Public health.
Yeah, 524 South Loman,
Yeah.
which you don't even pay for that one. We kind
And
of gave
then-
that one to you for free.
So a wireless to public works.
Well, that's all connected back to this network at this building. Yes. Now, we don't provide that wireless link.
You
That's a
don't
different
provide
company.
that. Okay, I'm gonna,
I'm just-
I'm gonna mark it up.
That one's somebody
Just the
else.
sheer size of this network is
Okay.
it's huge.
Okay.
It's not the biggest network, you know, we have on in our ISP, but it's one of the biggest. Just the number of
Okay.
connections you have coming back here. So what we were proposing, we were actually already talking to Sheriff before everything changed, was so you would keep your gig by gig here at the courthouse.
Okay,
And we would do a gig by gig at the Sheriff's Department. So we'd discount your, by taking the Sheriff's Department off, we'd discount this building another $200.
okay. So it'd be
So.
Be 900?
1,800, well, yeah.
900?
900 a month for that.
900,
And then you're
Okay.
looking at $220 a month for the sheriff. We're gonna throw in his static IP for nothing. We usually charge $10 a piece for those. Your $100 for your ambulance, that won't go away, for the EMS. That stays the same.
okay,
So monthly reoccurring would be $1220. So for $100 more a month, you would have a gigabit connection here, a gigabit connection out there, and they would be standalone. Which, from an ISP standpoint, we think that's the best way to go.
How many gigs we currently get now?
You have a gig by gig. So a couple of years ago, when we originally connected the county, we were just doing 500 megs both ways, back in 2018, whatever it was. 2 or 3 years into that, we upped it to a gig and didn't charge you anymore. Left the price the same.
okay.
Because, like I say, historically, the price of broadband has come down a little bit. It's
Okay.
about the only thing that reduces in price in this world.
Okay,
So we started out at 500 meg, raised it to a gig back in 22, something like that. We were during COVID. Didn't charge anymore. Left it the same. Didn't sign a new service agreement. We just left everything the same. So now we're coming back saying, you know, you guys have been out of agreement for a while, which is no problem. We're just on a month to month. We don't have any kind of terms. We have lots of customers that do that. It's no big deal. But if you want to get back on another 3-year term,
okay.
then we've got this
would
proposal
be
here.
3
Yeah,
years.
it'd be a
How
3-year
long have we
term.
been out of contract with you guys?
Probably for 3 years, somewhere in that
So it's been
neighborhood.
3 years since you guys came back to the table and asking for a contract.
We don't typically go back and ask. We just, once your agreement's over, we go month to month. If you guys want to renew agreement, that's on
At the same price?
That's on you guys.
Right?
Well, if you want to come back and negotiate
No,
prices
no,
and do
what
a
I'm
new
saying
agreement,
is-
yeah.
What I'm saying.
We don't raise it.
for
We don't
3
raise the
years,
price. Yeah, we
it's
don't raise
same
the price.
Sorry, I'm just trying to see
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
this
we're
all this
not-
minutia.
We're not like, sorry, can't talk.
Some of our competitors,
Some of our competitors, when their contract's up, they raise the price. We
Right.
don't do
We
that.
just- we were rolling, everything was good. You know, your guys' agreement basically came to term during COVID. At that time, you know, had a lot of remote workers, so there was a lot of people remoting in. We upped the bandwidth for you guys at no charge. Left you at the 500 meg price, but we gave you a gig, and we've been doing that for the last, 3-4 years. So we feel like we've been very fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Will you go over where the sheriff's standalone again? 900 at the courthouse,
Mm-hmm. 220,
220 for the sheriff.
then $100 for the EMS, which is, it's on either proposal. That $100 on either one,
Okay.
to keep EMS connected to the county network.
So we'd be $1,100 a month if we leave it as it is.
Yep,
1220 if we take.
1220 if you go.
We separate.
Yeah, essentially, you still save $180 a month.
120.
1220, 1220 if we
We're
separate
paying
it.
$1,400 now.
So we do 1220?
Yes.
And that gives you 2 independent networks.
So it's
Where
120
something-
more if we separate
If you
the
separate,
sheriff.
yeah.
So,
Because
a
you're
month.
going from 1 gig connection to 2 1 gig connections.
okay,
So
okay.
there's value there for that.
Sure.
Second gig
I
connection.
understand. I'm just trying
Right,
to
yeah.
make sure I get my notes
So
straight.
basically, it isolates the sheriff
Trying
from
to
this
get it straight,
network.
too.
So if something happens here at the courthouse, the sheriff doesn't go down.
So what if Crawcan goes down? Sheriff still goes down?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a pretty robust network. We're
Yeah.
looped in and out of town on Ring, unlike our competitors are. We have our own splicers right here on hand. You know, we're only 30 minutes away.
And
So,
is there an install fee to get to the sheriff?
no.
No, okay.
I already have fiber in the sheriff's department. We already have another customer there.
Okay,
The commissary people are a customer of ours. So
So
it's
Okay.
totally separate from this. So I already have fiber in the
So there's
building.
no new hardware that needs to be going in at all?
No, you will have to have a firewall for sheriff.
Right.
Yeah. Because right now he's working off the firewall here in the courthouse.
And
But
I
that's
have-
about it, right?
I have priced him a firewall that is capable of 5G backup, so he would have cellular backup if he so choose, along with Crawcan's internet.
what do you have to pay for that firewall? Is it a one-time fee every year, one-time
One-time
fee?
fee, I do not charge any maintenance.
one-time fee every 5 years, or just
One-time
one-time fee
fee.
for your whole life and you keep the
Where's the
firewall?
where's the one-time fee
And it
built
never
into
goes
this
out of
price?
date, or?
It's on the firewall charge, which is separate, the sheriff had quoted previous to this getting brought up about renewing the contract.
So that's on the sheriff.
That is what we have discussed with the sheriff in previous,
My
yes.
question is, let me be very specific, that is on the sheriff's budget,
Correct.
I would assume.
okay?
If that's how you guys choose to do it. yes.
Well, I'm not choosing to do anything, I'm choosing to understand.
Right,
That's-
so if-
You
That's up
guys
to the
made an
sheriff, I
agreement for
guess.
Bill, he
That's
didn't
between you guys.
No, so if we go to the segregated prices, which is what we've been asked to do, one to leave it as it is, and one to keep the county on the network you have today and get the sheriff on his own. That's what we were asked to do.
But
Yeah.
here's what I'm getting at.
Now, let me, just give me a second. With that, the sheriff will be responsible for getting his own firewall to protect his network. That's separate from the one here at the courthouse, because right now he's using the one at the courthouse. And he has a proposal for that, so
Okay,
I was told, we were working on
Yep,
budgets.
yep.
So here's the two agreements you have to discuss, to figure out what budget you wanna put. From here, it's up to you guys what you wanna do.
sure, thank
So,
you.
it's like going to Verizon, when you get ready to buy the stuff, there's more add-ons. That's why I'm trying to get off on
You
the
can stay right
add-on.
here and not
No,
spend
no,
another
no,
dime.
I'm not, here, hang on.
Yeah,
So what I need to make sure is we're capturing everything that the sheriff's getting, or
Yeah.
he's capturing everything that he
Yeah.
needs. Make sense?
that he has room in his budget to add a
Right,
firewall.
Right.
Got it, okay.
That's or it comes back to us and then we have the budget for it. I'm not saying he needs to pay for it. That's not what I'm saying. I know there's a cost that goes with it, so who's
What
gonna
is the
pay for it?
cost?
For the firewall.
What is it?
I don't know.
The firewall that I have priced is $1,877 one-time fee.
$1,800, and you
Yes.
never pay it again, and you never have to buy a new one? It
No,
just
I'm not
stays up to
saying
date
you have
with
to
Don't
all-
say
It's just
never.
like any.
No?
It's
It's
electronics.
hardware.
It's hardware.
It's hardware.
It's hardware. So if it takes an electrical joint or somebody pours coffee on it,
I mean,
It's
you're
not just
probably,
an online thing?
no,
Or
It's
they
like a
change- or they
physical
change
piece of
the whole
equipment?
It's a
thing.
physical piece of hardware that's located in the sheriff's department.
It
It's
does
like-
all your
It's like your
IP
firewall here at the
addressing,
courthouse.
your
It's a physical piece of
security.
equipment
Oh, I didn't know that. it
that
was.
keeps intruders out, basically, and you can do content.
gives out your
filtering.
IP
I mean, there's all kinds of things
addresses
you can do with it.
and allows all your devices to communicate
Right.
together.
Okay.
And to outside
Oh.
the wireless space.
Yeah.
So do they go bad, every 10 years or something, or they get outdated because
I'd
of
say
their
I'd
technology?
say 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
So 5 to
probably.
7 years, you'll need another one.
You can age
So,
out.
so 1,800,
It's just like,
divided by
I
the
mean,
5
it's just like
years.
that laptop. It's not
a
gonna last you
ter-
forever.
It's not a terrible cost.
It's like any
No,
other
it's
piece of
not.
electronics that you have, just like your phone.
Just like your phone.
Yeah,
Depends how
okay.
long you want to keep it.
Cost
How
about the
long
same
you
as
wanna keep your
iPhone,
iPhone?
doesn't
And
it?
laptops and
Yeah, it's just electronics,
desktops
it's
and
part of it.
towers and
Anything.
it's all
Right,
part of the
this is stuff we was all
hardware
kind of
and
in the works
software.
already.
Mm-hmm.
We just get it to paper for you guys for your budgetary considerations.
what's your best and final?
What?
That's right here in black and white.
I mean, I like round numbers personally. What's your best and final?
We're there.
You're there.
Yeah, we feel like we've been more than fair and very, very, very good relationship with the county over the last, 7, 8 years. We've been in business since 1952. We actually serve 66% of the land base of Bourbon County, but only a third of the customers. So,
60.
yeah. And actually, now that we have Fort Scott built, I figured that up way back when, before we did Fort Scott. So we're probably close to 75% of the county, and a lot more. But actually, our regulated telephone company, we pay property taxes on all those pedestals out there in the field.
Yeah,
We pay a tune of about $80,000 a year in property taxes to Bourbon County.
and you're putting more fiber in right now.
Put more fire
Yeah.
every day. Eric just came and got us a permit for another project I'm doing in Hyattville. So all Hyattville will be
That's
fiber
right,
to the
we're
home.
signing, that's what,
That's already done.
yeah, we signed the
Yeah.
easement agreements.
Yeah. Still building fiber up Fulton. So,
All right.
You
Well,
know,
so I'm gonna leave this with Susan.
you sure we don't want to talk to this more?
Well, I mean, I figured you'd wanna, table it and bring it back next week, talk about
In a
bills.
5-year span, using the 1220, in 5 years, the county would have spent $73,200 on an internet bill. That's at $1,220. If we-
using who?
That's parsing out the sheriff, us and everything. That's the most expensive plan, is $1,220. Over the next
Okay.
5 years, you're gonna spend $73,200. if I can get $100 off, if I can go get this down to $1,100, your bill in 5 years is $66,000.
I'm gonna slide right on back here.
That's what I'm saying. If we're gonna budget, we're gonna budget.
I gotcha.
So there was something that was said, that's the nasty word budget. Who's
1,100.
that gonna be? Because the IT department is the one that used to budget these items that I never had a line item
That's correct.
for phones and all this that we're talking about. So IT is the one that actually budgeted stuff here, so either I need to
Yeah.
create another line item, which I need to get a hold of Ben to create that, have him reach out to make sure we have the correct numbers, or we can just leave it with whatever money's left over in the IT department, pull it out from there, and then in, what's this,
you
25 and
figure that-
26, we can figure out, I should take over at that time, the IT stuff.
Here's
Once
how,
everything gets built up.
I see it.
if you can get this down to $1,100 a month, in 12 months, you almost paid for a server. So we can pick up the server.
Wanna hold it?
As it stands today, you're paying $1,400 a month, so even that higher priced agreement is $180 a month cheaper than what you're paying today.
I understand that, sir, but I'm
So
also.
take that times your
I-
36.
I get that. I'm not trying to beat you over. I'm not
I'm
trying-
just gonna tell you, our numbers are firm, we're not,
Right.
we're at.
So,
where
I
we're at.
mean, what we're gonna look at is, we're gonna look at this, and then we're gonna look at what other competition that they have,
Yeah.
and then we'll make the best decision, but, you
My
know,
question is, was there another vendor that came in last week and provided information too, of the cost of everything?
About a phone? About phones?
just phones, I don't think we've
No,
had a
we've not had
a
any
vendor
insurance.
come in for
My-
any.
The only thing that I see a problem with this is that if possibly another vendor comes in, they already gave the price, and they're gonna come in and lowball them. To me, that's,
Yeah.
you guys got a question, you guys have to answer that question to yourself.
Yeah, I understand that.
So-
This is what we call in the contracting world an unsolicited offer. Okay? So it's not like they can hold this over my head or the county's head. We didn't ask for this price. We didn't ask
I
for
was
this.
asked to bring an updated agreement to the meeting today.
By whom?
When Bill asked me to come to his office, he asked about, the phones and, asking people to come to the table, and I told him, that's how I intend to do it. I intend to ask, unless we ask for sealed bids and we're doing something, you can come to the table and
I
say
mean,
it
we're
to the
gonna come with
public.
provider, so
So-
My thing is like, we always talk about one side of the equation. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that their equipment's inside the knock or inside the holding cell is still there. Make sense? It's like, did we go up on rent? I mean, I understand where all this nuance. I'm like, I'm just trying to figure out the best deal for the county.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe,
There's no way to do this negotiation in a
Well-
private meeting.
Well, no, well, in a situation like this, and I apologize for interrupting you, Commissioner, but these types of services and stuff too, and you can get hold of Mr. Johnson, your attorney and stuff like that. With these types of services that are coming before you, there should be an RFP or something out there to say, this is what we are requesting. And it should be a sealed bid, so that everybody turns it in on a certain date and by a certain time. And so then you open everything up. Now, I understand the transparency for everybody that's here listening and watching and stuff like that, but in a roundabout way, you're kind of digging to me, in my opinion, you're kind of digging yourself into a hole that could possibly lead to some sort of a suit maybe, because now you're back and forth, you're discussing prices and stuff. And like I said, it should be, this is company A, this is what we have to offer. Your bids and stuff will be turned in on such and such date and time. You guys open it all up and you make that decision and you roll on.
Let's just call the lawyer.
if there was a sealed bid and Crowcan came to the table with a sealed bid, they would
didn't
have a
put it
leg
out
up.
for sealed.
They would have a leg up on all the other contractors that came to the table because their equipment's already here. It was a deal made with a previous IT individual or the county, whoever. I'm not privy to that information, but what I'm saying is they already have a leg up because their infrastructure is in the building. So no matter whether it's sealed or it's open, they're gonna have a leg up.
And I would probably have to disagree with you. Yes, they do have they have their equipment in here, but their services and their numbers are also going to have to reflect, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Reflect their services and stuff too, to keep their businesses here. Yes, they have their stuff here, but I still think that that should play a card in the bidding process whatsoever.
Can you go back to your manager, whoever, and just play with that number, the 1,100?
I can ask, but I can almost tell you what the answer is gonna be right now.
And I have a question. I'm looking over here on the latest, the 1220 offer. Well, they both have the same thing, but you have a termination clause in here too, so you can walk away pretty much anytime. I mean, I don't know.
Now, this agreement is reduced rate what you're paying today, and that's what I was asked to do. I mean,
Could you please ask your supervision on that?
I can ask, but
All right. That's all I'm
those
asking.
numbers are pretty hard, yeah.
Just ask.
I mean, I'm director of operations, so that's probably where we're gonna be. I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
Do we have we want to table it, or are we gonna motion, or?
Well, you need to decide what you're gonna do with the sheriff's network. So we're not asking for a decision
I'm
tonight.
not willing to vote on it right now, Chairman. I'd rather table it so I can think about it.
So are you talking about, sorry for interrupting you, Commissioner, so you're talking about the network for me as the sheriff's office? Is that what we're talking about right
I'm talking
now?
about the whole package that was.
Or are you talking about the package including the courthouse and everybody else?
This is just for your ISP service. The bid I gave you is just for your ISP services, but you do need to decide,
Are
you gonna leave things as they are?
For the sheriff, for the
Both.
sheriff.
She gave him
I
a
thought the
quote for both.
1220 was everything that we already have plus.
plus a separate gig connection for him. Yes.
Right.
1100 is just to
With
not change
and then
the
the
thing.
firewall is something that we have to determine.
Correct.
Is either coming out.
Where's that money coming
of
from, Brett?
a general fund budget or
Correct.
out of the sheriff's budget,
Correct.
which has never been in his budget to begin with. So,
That's that price right there.
Now, there's nothing to say you have to divide his budget. I mean, you could, the court, the county can still pay that whole thing until you guys decide to do it, but, so you have two options there. One, to leave things as is, which,
Right.
one great, big, wide, big old network that I don't think is a very good idea, to have it that way from here going forward. Or segregate the sheriff's department from the courthouse and from public works and from,
and this is not really the phones themselves.
Well,
no, this is
let's-
just the ISP
What
part
we
of it.
talked
Let's
about
take this
before.
back a little bit. It is the phones, because if you split the sheriff off, he's gonna have to do phones now.
Right.
Because you're all connected on the same phone system. He needs to be separated off on his own internet with his own phone system for all the security issues
Right.
we've already discussed.
And how does that handle with 911? If we were to take that from the cities?
We currently take care of Crawford County. They are we have their phone system as well. We take care of their network. We also are integrated with the state 911 system. There'll be some costs there for phones in addition to the 25 that he's already
And they're already
done.
on Crawcan here, right?
Right, they're on a different phone system than you
Yeah.
are, but we are very familiar with the state 911 system. We're very capable of handling that, but yes, if you split him off, he's gonna have to do the phones now.
Well, I'm gonna go on the record and say this. Whatever we decide, I would like the full statement of work provided to the commissioners. Because this thing about, I'm hearing right now, okay, we split the system, now we gotta get a server,
Yeah.
a firewall.
Need it all
Now we
encompassed.
gotta get new phones, now we gotta get maybe different phones
Yeah.
for 911. It's
Now
like,
that- and I don't mean to.
and I'm not an IT guy, that's, what I'm getting at is, I would like the whole package
Yeah.
wrapped up with a bow, so we can look at it and make an informed decision. Because what I'm hearing right now is like, oh, since you bought this, well, you may need this or you may not. Oh, and if you bought that, you may need this. That's not how we can operate. This is how we got ourselves in a hole. And we don't want to go down that rabbit hole anymore. And this is not on you, so please do not take it as we're trying to fix something.
It makes it hard for us because we don't know for sure if the sheriff is for sure doing the 911. I mean, I haven't been told that.
It's hard to
so-
wrap it up
so-
in a,
so
in a
we
pretty little
can't-
bundle.
Well,
We're trying to-
still
we're going two
working-
different
Yeah, we're still
directions
working
right
out
now.
budget numbers
Right,
on
so-
that too,
Right.
so.
And that's the reason
I
I
can't
brought,
give him a firm number on that till I know exactly what you're doing. I mean, is the dispatch staying here? Is it moving here? You know, there's a lot of different costs associated with both of those.
so is there gonna be an RFP put out for a new phone system countywide, or is there gonna be an RFP put out just for the sheriff? I mean, what, I guess, we need some guidance from you guys as to what you wanna do. It's hard, I mean, we can make bids all day long,
Right.
but what do you guys wanna do? I mean, we need answers from you.
Nobody
Not-
asked
not-
us before they started giving bids, that's probably part of the
Well, we
problem.
were already in the middle of this
So,
before everything
Well,
changed.
yeah.
So these bids were already made before everything changed, and we're in the hands of the sheriff before you guys made your personnel decisions that you made. So this whole thing was already in the works. I mean, now we don't have that person to go, hey, what to come to you guys. So that's why we're here now. So are we going to move forward with this? Are we just going to back off? We'd like to get you under a new service agreement, even if it's the original, and discount you,
Yeah.
$300 a month.
Yeah.
If you guys just want to renew that for now, that's
Yeah.
fine. And then take time to decide what you want to do. I don't care.
sure,
And he is
We're not
right.
pushing anything on you.
And Bob is right. I mean, this was a discussion prior to the reorganization of the IT department for the county. And then, of course, then you have the next step that came in with the city transferring 911 dispatch over to the county. So that kind of applied the brakes, figure out what needs to be done. So there seems like every 30 to 45 days, there's some type of a change that goes into effect that affects the decision with these guys of what they're gonna do. And I really can't control that, but we need to make a decision so that we can.
well, we
move forward
certainly
with
didn't
this.
ask for 911 back, so we didn't
So-
do that either.
I mean, I'll be more happy to take it, but.
I'll put this out there for you. If you want to sign the $1,100 a month agreement thing, just because we're already your incumbent ISP provider, we could do that now. You could start saving $300 a month $300 a month next month. You can do that right now. If we didn't decide to go and segregate the sheriff into his own network, we'll tear up that agreement and you can sign the other one. Then we go to $12.20 a month.
That sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Well, in my head, I was like, well, I asked for 1220 to go down to 1100. The 1100, I was gonna ask to go down to 9.
That's not going to happen.
Just saying.
You guys have way too many devices to get it for that cheap. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
But I mean, now we'll talk phones, just in general phones.
Wait, one moment,
Go ahead.
please. Can we, let's go ahead and put on our agenda that this is gonna come back to the table next week. Ron. Is that okay?
You won't be here.
I won't be here. But you're more
But there'll be a quorum here.
It'll be up to you two to decide.
Are you still gonna be here Friday?
This Friday?
Uh-huh.
No, man.
When are you leaving?
I'm not putting it out on public consumption.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, just put it, I know you're not prepared to take a vote, but maybe the other two here are ready to
That's,
take a
again,
vote,
sir,
so.
it's,
you know,
I'm
so
just
it-
Let's go
telling you-
ahead and put it on the next week's meeting. Is that okay? Even
That's
though
fine
Sam's
by
not
me.
here? Okay.
Chairman,
And-
may
Sam
May
can
I?
send,
I talk about budget?
and you can send some of your
Okay, just a second. Let her finish.
suggestions to the clerk to bring to the table, I suppose.
My thing is, it's real simple. It's like, watch what you're doing when you're getting, and it's not these individuals. This is just the beginning. Watch what you're doing when you're getting nickel and dime, because these $100, $200, they add up in the long run.
I understand, yeah.
Okay, when people can't pay that extra $100 on the mortgage, why? It's because in the long run, they can't. And I'm looking at the budget, and like, we need to watch what we spend,
Okay.
because you're going from 66 to 70, my glasses, 73. That's just for the ISP servers. Then you got all the phones, you got everything else. Before we know, we're right back to spending like drunken sailors in Guam. I've been there, so I see what they do.
But we see, Did we see what it cost for the phone system last week? No. But it could be more. I mean, we could kill this deal in effect,
I'm
and
not
then
saying
and
kill
then
it.
and then the next deal comes down the road is going to be, you know, twice as bad or what. I mean, sometimes it's best to know who you got and who you've been dealing with, and
Sorry for interrupting you, but wasn't there a company that came before you last week in regards to
yeah, it's a
phones?
cloud company. Yeah.
Cloud services that also provide you the financial numbers of what it's gonna cost to switch the phones?
I don't know if
They
I've
just
seen
talked
numbers.
about their rates. I mean, pretty
Yeah.
public, talked about their rates, what their rates cost everybody.
I think right now what we don't have is we don't have apples to apples. We have apples to kumquats.
But
And
yeah.
it's hard. It's hard to look at
Yeah.
what you guys, because
Need
we've
all
been
our
with you for so
options.
long, so we know, you understand? We know what you guys bring to the table, but looking at the other people, what do you bring to the table? We gotta get that equilibrium in there.
Well, I would say that with the services and stuff that the Crawcan has provided to the county for many years that they've been here, there, to my knowledge of being here, there has not been a hiccup on. And that, unless somebody else could say, but I don't believe that there has been a hiccup.
I mean, just
Not
out
to
of
my
just out of
attention.
curiosity, what other companies provide what they provide in landline and or internet capabilities that come into these buildings? I mean,
Don't know the company be AT&T.
So where do they
AT&T.
get the
Actually, no.
5G from? And when his system goes down, where's the 5G come from? From you guys?
You have
Whatever
to
cell
sign an agreement with
company
some
you
other company.
provided.
See, so again, remember, the whole time we were talking, it was like people, okay, you
So
got
that
one
costs
company
more
that
money
says,
too?
one company says, my product is superior. The other company says, no, my product is superior. But they all basically work the same, because like, if his system goes down, it's 5G. The other guy said, hey, look, if my system goes down, we go to 5G. And remember when I asked the question, it's like, so how do we make sure his stuff is energized when we lose power? It's a UPS system. So we still, uninterrupted power source. Got that, Michael?
Yes.
Thank you. So, when they're gonna put in UPSs to keep their equipment energized when there's a power outage. Make sense? So that's something else we have to pay for. And by we, the county. Whether it be the sheriff, whether it be us, whether it be IT, somebody, the people are gonna have to pay for it. So that's what I'm trying to say, is like, look, I understand, right now, we're paying month to month, are we not? So there's no harm, no foul. Let's talk about it
And
some
that's
more.
just for your ISP services.
Right.
That's all that proposal's for, is for ISP,
Mhm.
internet service provider. That's it.
Yep.
So what we're saying is we'll give you another $300 a month discount on what you're paying today, just to stay where you are.
Is that month to month still?
No,
Or
that,
is-
you'd have to sign that,
Oh,
that
okay.
$1,100 right there.
Oh, okay.
That'd be cheap. So, I mean, hey, if you wanna go get more bids, go get more bids. That's fine.
Okay. Susan, you
I didn't
had
even know there was
something
somebody
you
else
wanted
that
to
did
add budget wise?
Yeah,
Well, AT&T's the incumbent telephone
yeah, that's the only other place that provides fiber here.
and telephone.
AT&T, and I would say no.
Yes.
And how much were they when we came in? Didn't we save them like 24,000 a year or something like
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
And we have them as a redundancy, I think, for dispatch. And
Well, they actually
They-
take care of the
They
911.
provide the circuits for the
Yes.
911.
The 911 circuits,
and it's
yes.
very
Which are very expensive.
Yes.
So
yes.
for, Lou, for AT&T for PSAP, is that AT&T?
Yes.
And your services with that is what?
State 911 council does that.
And that's chosen by the council, and you have no control over that whatsoever.
And AT&T has to
What
stay
they
with
throw in
contract.
there, you have to accept and roll off.
Right. So that just kind of gives you an idea of what it would charge. What I was going to talk about was the phone system. We've known for several years our phone system was going bad throughout the county. And so it was gonna have to be replaced regardless. And the money that's been set aside is in an equipment fund. It's called General Equipment Fund, and there's money setting there for the replacement of the phone system. That's been there for a couple of years. So,
Can you send us the statute on that, please?
statute.
The rule that says that whatever resolution, whatever the,
It's equipment.
yeah, that's also electronic. Equipment, if you say general equipment, then I should be able to buy something for public works with it.
Yeah, you could. But I'm just telling you what has been set aside for the plan,
Okay.
5-year plan.
And that's in the
money's been
general
set
fund?
aside. No, it's not in the general fund, it's called the General Equipment Fund. You get it in your cash cash report every month.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the 2025 budget, that's
Yeah,
what
you won't see it there because it's not a budgeted fund.
Okay.
It was probably a verbal agreement to set that to the side so that will
Yes.
not
How
be
much is
used
in
for
there?
something else.
I have it roughly 36,000, 40,000, somewhere in there. For phone system.
So that money, that $30,000, man, good lord. That $30,000 been sitting there for how many years?
There was a lot more in that fund, but it was given to Freeman to get them here. There was like $400,000 sitting in that
I
fund.
think we're off track. I think we're off track.
Yeah,
I think we were
we're-
talking about some
yeah,
internet, so
yeah.
I think,
That was,
Well, we were also talking about phones, which
Yes,
brought us
right.
to this fund,
Right.
so.
One, the one in blue is
Yeah.
internet, the one in red is phone.
We both work for the same company though.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Just, my brain
So,
works out, no
okay,
offense.
do you want to sign the agreement, the existing agreement, or do you wanna wait? I mean, I don't know why we would push it to next week when
Okay.
he's not gonna be here anyway, so.
yeah, okay, well, this is better than what we're paying right now.
If I took a vote, I'd say vote yes, but.
Well, you can,
Can we vote too?
I want to buy a lawnmower.
Come on, Michael, you can vote too, but
go ahead, David. Oh, you wanna look at it?
Well, if I'm gonna make a motion, I'm gonna need,
Well, we wanna keep this one for a backup, so we can keep
That's
the
in case you
discussion
decide to
going.
go
with the,
But
down
we
the other
need,
path.
we need to know what happens when we kick the domino.
There's
you know,
lots,
like
there's
all
lots
the
more work,
extra fees.
there's a lot more work that needs to be put into that, on top of that proposal.
The 1220.
Yes, a lot more work as far as how you're gonna divide the church network up,
Yeah.
what you're gonna do with phones, probably gotta decide what you're gonna do with 911 first,
Yeah,
and all that kind of, that,
so let's
but that
bring
just
this one
gives you
back
some
and talk about
numbers,
this one later. Let's
budgetary
table this
numbers
one.
for down the road if that's what we decide.
Yeah,
Okay.
so let's table this one.
Yeah, just hold on to that
You
one.
can-
so I move that we adopt the, service agreement with Crawcan regarding, internet premium, TLS to ambulance garage and co-location agreement discount, totaling $1,100 a month. Do I have a second?
Sorry, I hate to go back on you one more time. I just wanted to double check and look at the bill of our internet right now.
Try.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
No, 14, it's 1,400 total
yeah.
with the TLS and all of it.
Courthouse 2,500. EMS,
What's, how much is EMS?
100.
Okay.
A discount for 1,200.
Okay.
So it has it as at 1,400, but, so we just have EMS and then just EMS in the courthouse right now. That's
Well, like-
everybody.
It's the existing,
And we have a connection to community health over here that we're not even
right,
charging them for.
right, and I appreciate
free.
that. I appreciate that. They
So
appreciate
that's another
that.
$100 a month right there.
Yeah.
That I should have put on there as a discounted service that
Yeah.
we're not charging you.
Yeah. They appreciate that too.
Would you add that on here so that it won't just go away in the next
It's not
3
gonna
years?
go away. We connected it 5 years ago, whenever they moved out of the double wide back
The only
here.
thing is when you're pricing internet from somebody else, you
Yeah,
need to
if
make
you're-
sure that they're gonna give you internet.
If you're not gonna
from
approve this
those-
tonight,
all
I'll
those
take it back, we'll get it
locations.
redone, and then you can put out an RFP, we can go through the whole bid process. And you can find somebody, or ask somebody to bid for the exact same services we're providing, and I'll put that bid up against anybody. I promise you.
Do we have a signed agreement with Crawcan from way back, or I don't know how long ago it was, where they're in our facility? Was there a written agreement?
Yes.
And what was that agreement? What did it state?
139 or
At the time, it was written up as a 500 meg by 500 meg internet agreement for $2,500 a month with a $1,300 a month discount. But then there's other verbiage in there that says, or, you know, if anything changes, basically, you get half off retail price.
I just wanna be sure. This is our only bill for internet? This is the only bill the county gets?
Correct.
Okay, we don't get another bill. Cause when I pulled bills from you, you gave me several bills for 1 month. Maybe they were phones and a lot of
Well, there's
different things.
phone,
There's
that's the
all-
only internet page.
Yeah.
This is the only internet?
Internet
Okay,
page, yes.
okay, all right.
Before Croccan came to town, we were
Go
dial-up.
ahead and make your motion.
I mean, we were,
David.
there was
I made
nothing.
How long they been here?
I'm waiting on a
18?
second.
Could you
18,
restate your
20.
motion, David?
Okay.
18 years ago, you guys went dial-up.
No, 2018.
2018, oh, you said 18.
Yeah, we only
Okay.
had one provider here, and there was a group effort between the school district, the county, the city, to bring Croccan here, and I'm sure your return on investment at the time was,
It was next to nothing because of all the
Yes.
rock.
yes. And so, for them to even be here is next to a miracle.
I think the proposal's been tabled due to lack of a second, sir.
I just
Well,
asked him to
she
restate
just
it. Is
asked
there
me to
any way
restate.
that it would be 2 years instead of 3?
Well, there's a termination clause in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
can we terminate for convenience, or do they terminate for
Convenient?
convenience? Yeah, there's usually in,
For termination of service after installation to a level that is below the service quantities established in this agreement, customers shall pay a termination charge that is equal to 50% of the current monthly bill for service terminated multiplied by the number of months or portion thereof remaining in the term of the agreement.
well, yeah,
No?
The termination
We
charge
wouldn't
may,
terminate that
the
then.
termination charge may be waived solely at the option of Crawcan when the customer discontinues service and immediately enters into a new service agreement for other Crawcan services of at least equal
My
value.
problem is I usually run these agreements by the lawyer before we sign.
I'm not asking you to vote on it tonight. I was just asked to bring budgetary numbers
All right.
to you guys.
So let's,
Call back.
That's all I was asking.
let's table it till next week and then you pass, or send that to Bob.
Okay.
Because it died lack of second.
That's fine.
All right.
I wouldn't, like I said, I had no intentions of you guys voting on it tonight, really.
All right, we appreciate it.
And I don't
Thank
really
you.
want to talk numbers, but I just had a few things that I wanted to mention. You had somebody here last week that was.
Hey, Bob, I have you in this conversation here.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Oh,
The lawyer.
That was giving you information on hosted phone system. I wanted you guys to understand that you're talking two different technologies. And that there's a big difference between hosted and an on-site phone system. A hosted phone system, like the previous guy stated, is $30 a month per phone. You currently in your county, which he wasn't aware of, you have 125 phones currently. That's like $3,750 a month just for that
Phones.
service. One other thing that I wanted to mention is, they had stated that,
Thank you.
if you purchase the phones, you can take them basically to any phone company. In any other phone service, that's not the case necessarily. A lot of phone services require you use their brand of phone. And if you don't, what happens is on a warranty basis, if you call in and have trouble, everybody starts pointing their fingers. Well, you've got so-and-so's Cisco phones and you've got this kind of phone system. Well, you know, they point back and forth. It's always best to, whatever you choose, to have the phones match the phone system. Basically, the thing I handed out tells you a lot about hosted phone systems. I mean, we all know they're in the cloud. They are relying on however far the internet's going to get to them, rather the servers in China, what have you. An on-site phone system obviously is on-site. It's a lot more secure connection. Croccan, you're relying on a company that's been in business for 60 years. We have more than one or two employees. You got to be careful. Some of these companies are a one-man or two-man operation. We're there same-day service all the time. I actually know one hosted phone system that the people were sold outdated phones. They were actually end-of-lifed. And the customer wanted to switch to another service. Well, now he's stuck with outdated phones. That's not what Croccan's out to do. We're not out to take advantage of anyone. Hosted phone systems, each phone is required to have its own phone number. So that's something that's not necessarily necessary on a phone system that you have hosted on site. Phone systems on
I
site
think
are
we're
not
good
that
for now, Bob. We'll
expensive.
call you if
They're
we
a
need to. I'll
one-time
send you a
fee.
contract later.
You have,
Thanks,
you purchase it, it belongs to you. There is some reoccurring software, depends on which phone system you go with. You can go with, one phone system that we sell does not have any reoccurring fees at all. It is a lower end phone system that we use in small businesses. The higher end phone system that we have priced for the sheriff is one that we use in all of our large businesses. I have hospitals that have it, I have sheriff's offices that have it. That's the type of phone system for their type of work that is required. Somewhere like the courthouse may be able to get by with the lower end phone system that we sell. It just kind of depends on what your requirements are. The sheriff needs the IVR, he needs the auto attendant. Those things that are better with the higher phone system. Another thing with hosted, when you call from one phone to the next phone, you're not calling the phone system that's in the closet down the hall. You're calling China and back to your phone. It goes to the cloud wherever that's at and back to the other phone. There's a huge difference. I just wanted everybody to be completely aware of that.
Okay. We appreciate
And you're
it.
totally dependent. So like, we're a telephone company at our core. So that's how we started back in 1952 as a telephone company. We still are. So we've always been held by the KCC, the FCC, to what they call the 5 nines of reliability. So 99.999% uptime. That's how we base our standards on what we sell and what we provide. A hosted PBX, they call it the cloud. The cloud is just a server on somebody else's property. That's what it is. So you're totally dependent upon that connection to wherever that is. China, Russia, Boston, San Francisco, wherever that server's at. If something breaks in between, you're out. You're down. You have no service whatsoever. So
Latency is a big deal
And
on
latency,
phones. Anytime it takes a hop, the internet slows down just a hop. And by the time you get to China or wherever your ping times are high enough that you're gonna see a difference on your quality of your voice, more than you would see on your internet per se.
Okay.
One of the things with their phone system, the call attendant stuff is built in with their phone system that they will assist with. Right now, you have a company out of Joplin that takes care of that for you. And we've had some issues with that company in the last few months. So that, with them, to me, I'm looking at with the expenses outside from another vendor trying to work a phone system when they already have the system in place to take care of that in-house. Does that make sense? So just something to throw out there.
Okay.
I would like to, see if you guys want to push this off to the 25th.
25th?
Yeah,
That's fine.
Monday the
Okay.
25th.
Okay.
So are we gonna talk about the internet one next week, or all of them the
We're gonna take a
25th?
5-minute break.
Yeah, let me get my pad up first.
Sam, all of them on the 25th?
I'm sorry?
All of them on the 25th?
they can
We
build
need
call
to talk-
trees for you.
The internet and the phone on the 25th?
Sure, because I got a,
Are you gonna want us back here for any reason? 'Cause I'm gonna be actually out on vacation that week, so.
You don't have to. I
Okay.
mean,
All right.
you talked about the phones and
No,
how they're
that's
in the
fine.
closet or
Listen, if you want us
whatever.
back, we'd have somebody here, but I would be out of pocket.
Okay, thank you.
I got a functional expert I got lined up. I was supposed to call him, I hadn't had a chance to call him, but
Okay,
somebody that's way smarter than me on this,
okay.
just so I can pick his brain.
And it might be easier for you guys to decide what all's gonna happen, and then we come back and say,
I wish we
you know what I
could.
mean?
You're right, Justin, you're absolutely right.
We're
I
just-
wish we could.
We lay out options for you, basically is what we're doing.
You know, when you're in the middle of baking a cake and somebody goes, add this.
You know how to get a hold of us, and
Right,
if you have
right.
questions.
So I appreciate it. Thank you.
But yeah, just wanna make sure you know what your options are out there, so.
All right, sir.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, guys. Thank
Bob.
you.
Thank you. Chairman took a break.
Okay.
Can I get $1,000 discount on my internet? Okay. I guess that's a no.
A big old no.
When you think about it, I'm paying almost 6% of what the county pays for the internet. And they charge you $70 a month.
Did you ask for an internet discount?
I asked him for $1,000 discount, he wouldn't say. Leave that out a minute.
Get a cup and 2 strings. Get the old, bring out the old Southwestern Bell building. Get the operators in there and we just start connecting. Party line.
We had one.
So did we, yeah.
It hasn't been that long ago. I can remember.
Oh.
My grandparents on
Michael, I
Caducery
can tell you
Road, they
that.
had
So
a
it's
party
60,
line.
1960.
That was before dirt was in there.
No, I'm old, I'm not that old.
1960s is when I remember.
1960, no, okay.
59. I don't remember, I remember,
60, it was 60.
yeah.
Yep.
Down, 'cause I lived on Scott Avenue
Party lines and then.
and we had one,
Yeah.
you know, you had to get on the list before you could talk.
1960, right.
Well, we also,
I was 5 years old,
my
6 years
grandparents
old.
lived on one side of Caducery Road, my aunt and uncle lived on the other side. And we had to dial the number, hang up, and wait for it to ring, and then we all both had to pick up at the same time.
We had so many people on our party line that if I wanted to talk to Mother about anything private from college, I would call her and we had a code word. And if I gave her the code word, then she would go to a payphone and call me back. That's how I told her that Don and I were engaged.
Do you know where Jimmy Hoffa is buried?
It was
I
funny.
used a crank telephone for the first phone call I ever made, and then a few years later, I used it to go fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember in the like late 60s, I mean, when Star Trek come out and they were doing that where they would touch that and talk to the computer and all that stuff, and I'm like, is that gonna be something, you know, in our lifetime? And lo and behold, here we are.
Still waiting for the Jetson car.
And the
Yeah.
first cell phone I had took up the whole passenger seat.
Yeah. I actually got one of them in the garage, that, the old, bag phone.
Okay, phone.
Yeah.
Had a pager that was as
Right,
big as a
right.
brick.
Kinda like where we're at right now. We're close.
Wasn't that long ago.
AI is the next deal, computer, you know, you're asking the computer for help.
I was teaching in Arizona. It was a night class. And I was driving.
Actually, I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of that, so,
Big cell phone.
yeah.
Don wanted to be certain. So I said, okay. Took up the whole.
All right, we'll wait for Micah to get back and then we'll proceed with the, executive
So
session.
what, more paperwork?
Well, that's just that memorandum you signed and then that
Thank you.
paper Paul just left.
Oh, yeah.
We have a date.
Right there in that.
Yeah,
green-
I brought my own.
You brought your own.
Yeah.
I owe you a staple.
Thank you.
Toss it here, please. Not toss, but. Thank you, sir. Oh, boy.
Thank you. All right, we'll go back into session and pursuant to KSA 754319B1 to discuss personnel matters of individual non-elected personnel to protect their privacy. Whose is this?
That's mine.
Yours? Okay, who do you want in there?
Let me just, can I have a moment? So I can find it. Three commissioners, 20 minutes.
Okay, so 3 commissioners, and we will return to these chambers at, let's just call it, 7:05.
Second.
You made the motion.
Well, I made the motion, I'm sorry. I move that pursuant to KS.
Beerbauer,
Yes.
Bourbon,
Yes.
Yes.
That one I knew.
she's slowly just.
Add things in.
All of a sudden, her face was real slim, she's not pretending to be like she was. Yeah.
Oh, man.
She does have a small labral tear in her arm that they are doing physical therapy, they don't want to do surgery yet. And they told her, I told her that it's important for her core to be strong, to make her shoulders strong. And so she's been doing physical therapy down at the state. We got the trainer working with her 3 days a week, and so we're hoping she'll get back in. So, yeah.
Changed my mind. What doctor did you have for her?
Holistic.
Holistic, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's actually a medical doctor
Those out.
that
No, I can eat those, that's it.
he looks at it from he does Chinese medicine. I mean, it was,
So he mixed up something?
it was completely with, pressure points in the body.
Acupuncture?
It didn't do acupuncture, there's a different type of pressure point down her spine,
I've had that
and then
experience.
certain things that would fit in her legs, and the first time she failed, the second time we went, she passed.
I had a chiropractor that used to do that, that was really
Yeah,
good.
it's crazy, and they'll have you hold the vial of the, whatever it is that you're allergic to. Here. How are you guys? Good, how are you?
He probably wrote her. Marlon, he's around somewhere. I didn't know here. They are. Well, yeah, not just so. They have, let's see, project 2.5 billion. 2.5 billion. Lightning again. It's chilly. It could be. They say you're wet, but it's chilly. Yeah. Better warm outside.
If it's not raining.
I don't think it is now, but there is lightning still.
It was raining when we came in, so it's cold in here now.
Yeah.
Because I'm so, my back.
Well, it rained really hard there for a little while.
Jason is Marco's office next to yours. Corral,
Marlon.
the solar guy. Next to your office. I think he's on Main Street.
I'm not sure, we've got the dentist office right in the corner, and then there's an apartment. It's above us, and then Papa Don's on the other side. I don't know, now that I
Are we
think
talking about
about
where
it.
Marshall's office is?
No, where,
Marlon.
Marlon, is that his name?
Marlon. He's over there with Dr. Burkowitz, isn't he?
Which solar companies?
He's over there with Dr. Burkowitz,
Tennyson.
who's that?
Tennyson
The
Creek.
solar panel guy.
Yes.
You stepped in to see him. He's over there with Dr. Burkowitz.
I'm not sure what company. So where's that?
It's north of Liberty Theater.
whole
Oh,
cafeteria.
okay,
Is it
okay.
on upstairs?
No.
I never went to Dr. Burke.
She's my primary care.
Okay, so
Right
that's
inside the door.
all right, so that's a couple blocks down.
Liberty Theater and the gazebo.
Okay, so yeah, that's almost to City Hall.
Yes,
Yes.
just down the
Yes,
street.
Yes.
Yes. I asked him if he was getting any angry visitors.
Oh, yeah, no, I think about it, it's right there on that, well, where was it? It wasn't Jones.
Was what?
I think it was it's in that building where Edward Jones was there before it moved.
I don't know about.
Right next to the Liberty Theater?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Liberty Theater.
Because Edward Jones moved down on Scott Street.
Yes.
Yeah. Or State Street.
Yeah, Edward Jones was in there. I was down in that block the other day, so they had put a sign on there. That's the one it is.
Scaffolding up in front of the working on
I don't know if they're painting or
Yeah,
they're working
that's
on the
above
top or
Liberty
what.
Theater. I think Jared's doing that work right now.
Director of Operations. I think you have to check with yourself.
I was there. Yeah.
They totally lost me because when they started talking about,
5 billion in solar.
when they talked proposals.
What neck of the woods? What neck of the woods?
For 0.5% or 1%.
All of that.
2.5
Are you talking?
Any place to grow a tree?
You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring elephants and monkeys to the show on Thursday because it's gonna be a circus.
It is
What is
lost.
Thursday?
The city's proposal of the sales tax.
Oh, are they meeting Thursday?
The town hall meeting then. At the Empress.
They had
At
a work
lunch?
session today.
No. it's
They what?
6:30.
They had a work session today. And then the town hall,
They haven't
public
they
comment.
haven't decided anything.
Oh, some of them want one and some of them want a half. What is it now, half?
It's a half.
It's a
It's
huddled
split
mess.
80-20, or 80-20 with street maintenance and parks, which is now illegal. But they don't want to bid.
No,
Dividing it's illegal or?
Yes.
that was both.
The Secretary of State, his opinion of the statutes say you cannot have a sales tax for more than one
By
product.
itself, and it doesn't
What
hardly
did the
work.
city attorney?
Well, I just live a hop, skip,
The city
and jump
attorney
here, I
passed
can't
the
get across.
potato to the county elections
That's
officer.
I don't make that decision.
You better ask him about that because he thinks you
I'm
do.
just out at Rock Creek Lake and I can't get.
All I do is run elections. That's it.
You're on the hook as far as he's
That's all I do.
concerned.
That's all I do. I am not
You're
on
not
the
busy doing that.
On a legal question. On a legal.
Yeah. Oh, and he skirted that. He skirted it.
That's his,
Totally laid on you.
that's his responsibility to research the law and advise.
I gave it to everybody in the world that wanted to read it. And it's
His cell phone
8 pages.
$10 a month, he said there's a caveat.
The Attorney General clearly stated that it was not worded as an Attorney General opinion, even though it's filed as that. He's just telling them what the statutes say.
But they were $10.
$10 a month.
He said it was.
Phone don't work.
Yeah, free phones,
That's
it's
what
kinda
Carr
handy.
said. Yeah.
It's like in Haiti,
58
everybody's
pages of
got a government phone and
statute.
none of them work.
He clearly says this is not an opinion, this is an interpretation of the statute. So it's not like he's taking law and trying to mix it up and come up with something new. It's already saying, this is the way it's always should have been interpreted.
They just
Should have
said,
never been allowed
they're
to
gonna
be
put it in
divided into
Hyattville
two
right
pieces.
now.
And
And
that's
it
what he
has
told
been,
Johnson.
it has been in multiple places.
Lot
They
further away
changed
than I
it
am.
first.
And now they're saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
It's a dedicated tax for
And
X.
this was brand new, it was dated July 22nd
From
of this year.
right speed
Johnson County tested it, they took it to court, and they ruled against it.
Now it's right.
Well, if it's been in court, then it definitely, yeah.
Sell
There's
the
more.
dairy out. Oh,
It's gonna be your fault.
it's always a mixed dairy.
No, it's not.
We have New Wave and it's been pretty good.
I can
We
tell you.
haven't gotten that far.
Out of the heart.
The whole, well, you know, I did, then Matthew went to .45.
Cell phone, if she stands up on the bank.
I thought he wanted 1%.
He was floating 1%, but I think.
Yeah, 1%.
All three people know, this will be a rare opportunity for them, because they'll be able to get 2 bites at the apple.
Well, see, now it's like, what do you say, 0.6 or something like that? Increase?
.65.
Is it?
What?
Is that what it is?
No, it's .5 right now for that particular category of sales. It's .5.
Election,
But it doesn't,
we
I
pay
haven't
we pay the consequences of it.
but it
Yeah,
doesn't
when you buy
extend.
in town. You do. When you buy in town, yes, you do.
But he wants to go total,
Guess what?
the total increase
I
if
ain't
they
get
put,
gravel until I got Eric
if they
Bailey.
broke it into two.
He wanted to put it in, actually, the
2 questions.
No, 3
You
questions.
say what they want,
Or
every
three.
time you
Yeah,
walk on this
3.
concrete to come in here,
It's,
they put that
part
in
of it
a quarter
to roads,
half
part of it
what the
to the,
cost of the project
public
is
safety, and part of it to the
And
parks.
you see anything wrong with that concrete? Why not? So
instead of
multi-town doing 2, we're gonna do 3.
No, we're gonna have 3 questions, which would actually be legal.
Oh, okay.
3 questions, with the 80-10-10.
80, 10, 10, each one would have a question.
So they'd have to determine what percentage
If you
of sales
compare
tax they
Right.
were.
That would actually come out of the
Yeah.
Where
.5.
the rock quarry is,
So it'd be
if you go
.05.
down there and you're
Right.
going
Yeah.
west, you get a stop sign there, you're gonna find 3 new culverts
sell
in there,
that
and
to
that's
people.
been done 5 or
Yeah.
6. when Eric
And
Bailey
explain
got
it.
in, they've been-
Yeah, well, and particularly when I'm carrying my sandwich sign around that says vote no.
Well, guess what, they didn't have to come out, put more gravel, redo that intersection, because they were lacking.
You gotta sell it. You gotta sell it.
Crossan
Like,
came down
Come on.
Indian Road.
you know, it's
.05.
Yeah.
.05.
That's the way
We asked them if
What,
they could
was
come
it
in
you
and
who
do
put that in there again?
What, 120 houses?
It's only 25 cents on $100.
And they
Greg's
said no.
line.
Not
It's
our
only
lifetime.
25 cents
What?
on
And then drive
$100.
How did I get involved in this?
So I
but
sat
your
back
name
here
just
and
came
wanted
up.
to.
just because.
Kinda like yours did with nuclear waste.
So is that
Just random.
because
Don't tell
of
anybody.
all the rock?
Your secret
Is
stayed
it
with
because
me.
of all the
Yeah,
rock
sure.
or
And
not
you
enough houses to get a return on our investment?
I will say this,
Yeah.
there'll be the city in eastern Kansas, they're offering
Last
$75,000
week,
to start working with the
We talked about
My favorite company.
kids,
Get in trouble,
and
you might wanna talk.
if it was over
New
so
Wave
much
came
money,
in.
we have to have a kid.
Yeah,
Is that on products,
Yeah.
not on
And they did
services?
very good.
I think it was on both.
Well, how do you have all these services without any kids?
How are you doing all these services without any bids?
I don't make that decision.
Good answer.
No, I have that same question.
How many
I have that-
RFPs have you done this year?
Susan, I think I had that printed on something, and maybe I have that question. We did.
I don't make those decisions.
Human resources, no bid. Amen, amen.
Yeah,
You
we
need a
did.
sandwich sign that says
What's
that.
that?
Yes.
We did human resources.
I'll just use that
no
as
bid.
my plaque for my name.
Instead of your name, just have it, or have your name and then have that under.
Yeah.
That's
You wanna
not my
borrow my
job.
pass
There you
card?
Oh,
I still have my
Oh
pass
my
card.
gosh. We, they
That's
didn't
what
get
Dawn
in
was
on the
saying.
computer IT.
Not
my monkey, not my circus.
Exactly.
Amen, amen. No, you're right. Somebody else can handle that.
this
Yeah.
we'll bring him in.
And isn't it nice if somebody else does?
It's
called transparency. We used to bid things out. And you're telling me we don't have a person in Bourbon County that doesn't know IT, that's local? We don't have a lawyer that's local to be our counselor? That, we don't have
That I
somebody
know.
that's HR.
That one all raised my hand.
maybe you don't have to have bids for services,
I guess
we
not.
do for products.
I redact my statement. We bid out trash services and pest control.
There you go.
And Susan.
And it was a mess.
I couldn't believe we hadn't done it.
Ever. We'd never done it.
I couldn't believe that.
Everybody was just doing their own thing.
There you go.
Just have the landfill employees empty the trash on their way in and take it.
Yeah, right.
But I remember the day when we used to get these invoices in the mail, like addressed to me, it's like for such and such a magazine, just send us $14.95, and you think, oh, I must have subscribed to that, so send it in for payment.
Oh,
I
it's
bet
so
I got a
different.
dozen of those a week.
It's so different than when I went to go do our precinct things.
We have a lot of calls.
I'm like, where's our bulk mailing? We don't have one. What? So,
I may have
It's
graduated.
61.9 cents.
First family high school.
yeah, and so this was my only option, because I gotta get them out. And so,
Second graduate.
I will be looking into bulk mailings going forward, but
You don't have doctor
So
in front
will
of you.
that, would that also save us for like tax bills and?
the tax bills, like when she does her bills, she sends them to a company, so they're already doing a bulk mailing. I didn't have one established for the R&R, so next year I have one established for R&R, but the problem is our software system doesn't spit out the mailing addresses in an Excel document so that they can do that easily. So I'm gonna have to ask for a special, I'm gonna pay to have a special report ran so we can pull it from our system. Which seems ridiculous, but it's what I gotta do.
I gotta tell you.
Where you have to sort by zip code or something?
Yeah, you
Which is gonna be everywhere.
Oh, Lord, I don't wanna hear this. La, 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 la.
I tried that
I
already.
ain't gonna name you.
Taking
You got there and I gave you
Just
some
voter
cucumbers and
registration.
squash.
I'm not, I'm worried about the briber, not the
Zip
bribe.
code, you just get
I was
everybody.
getting cucumbers and squash.
Yeah, it's tough. Now,
You know what?
we will
last
get our
week was
voter
the
rolls, I
day?
think, cleaned up,
Yep.
because
Get Craig Campbell come to talk to you.
everybody's getting a lot, we're getting a lot of return, which is great. That's what, and people are bringing them in, I'm like, yeah, take it back to the post office and say return to sender. Because it has to flow back through the post office. We
I'm
can't
sure
just
that's
send
about
it.
$50.
Hey, that's called.
I have a suggestion.
That's called employee appreciation.
Could we put together a form letter that would meet your approval? That if we know somebody that's on the voter registration rolls and they want to take responsibility for getting their name off, that they could fill out and send to you?
All they have to do is email me.
Just email you, huh?
All they have to do is email me. It's that simple.
Well, you know, there's 100, whatever I did, there was 118 people that lived at the Garrison Apartments. And there's only, how many, 20?
Well, they had one come to their house that had never,
Well, the college said they would tell us
Never
who
lived there, as
doesn't
far as we
live.
know.
yeah,
They
Her
can't tell
name
us who
is
lives at
Helen
the Garrison.
Hayes.
yeah.
Helen Hayes, that,
Helen Hayes.
she died.
Well, she must have, because we've never known her. We've been there for 18 years. And it wasn't the people that we bought it from, so.
Yeah, so I'm hoping sending these cards out like this, I mean, this was just kind of a perfect storm, maybe it'll help us clean.
But if it comes back, do you have to save it for another one?
We put it in as inactive, and then they have to get through so many generals, and then we can take them off.
Now, does
Did you
everybody
lose
get cards?
Redfield because
Yeah.
you didn't have anybody to
I
work
got
out
mine
there?
No.
yesterday.
I'm trying to save cost.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to reduce, and I know that's hard for a lot of people to understand, but if I collapse a couple of them, I'm not having to pay a rental fee for the building, I'm not having to pay, I
Okay.
might still have to pay for some people at the other location, but, it's really truly to try and save cost. So, because I had to pay for setup, tear down,
You fed them all at night.
yeah, so, you know,
Not that that's a big deal.
yeah,
That's a nice late hour, eh?
yeah, it is, yeah,
Thanksgiving comes a couple times a year, so
yeah.
it's all right. Let's
Since
have
you
a
were the
special.
only one, that's good.
How many are you budgeting for next year? 2?
Two, but I think I'm gonna have a special, so there'll be 3. I really think,
Well, you know, the special can only be in March, and it can't be the first of March.
and I think it'll be the cities. I
The
think they'll go,
city.
I think they'll go special.
Was that, yes, yeah. Because it's not gonna get tested Secretary's Day.
No.
I'll tell you that.
You know, and they need to,
If the federal government gets their act together, yes. So how likely do you think the federal government is to get their act?
they need to, I think they need
Let me
to
write you a check.
There's an
spend a
article
little
in the
bit more
paper
time.
that,
Yeah,
Talking about
it's
it.
not gelled
The,
properly.
federal inspection or survey, they call it, for Medicare
Yeah,
payments,
yeah.
is a 150-day wait. So, which is ridiculous, because you have to be open and you have to have patience.
It's almost
Well,
unrealistic.
with it, so when the state does their survey, they have to be open and they have to be at least 2 patients.
Yeah.
So if they open September 1st and the state comes in September 3rd and they do their survey, then it's 150 days before the federal government will do their survey, meaning they can't take Medicare for 150 days and they have to see patients. 70% of patients in this vicinity pay with Medicare. They will go broke.
Yeah.
So what we've done is you can write hardship letters saying we're in a healthcare desert,
We are.
Yeah.
and then they can waive that 150 days and accept the state survey.
Well, let's hope
So
they-
we're waiting for them to, those letters have been written, I think.
Yes, I went around, recruited letters.
Yeah.
The chairman here wrote one. The
I
mayor.
move we return to session, no action.
Second.
Tran,
Yes.
Beerbauer,
Yes.
Milburn.
Yes.
Okay, so next up is department updates. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Mine's pretty quick. Here you go. We have our R&R hearing on August 25th, so that just takes care of R&R. But we also have to publish a budget hearing. And so, because the paper only runs on Wednesdays and Saturdays, we have to have a pretty good idea of when we think we're going to do this budget hearing. And it also will help the budget advisory group know when they have to be done. So, if we have hearing dates, I have them Monday, Tuesday, clear down to the 19th, because the 19th is the last day that you could do it. The publication date I have over to the right. So this would determine when you had to have everything ready. The publication date really drives when everything has to be done. So I have to have a pretty good idea of when we're going to publish. So,
Well, Greg said they would submit their budget advice to us. Wednesday, they're gonna finalize it. They're gonna finalize it, and so then in my opinion, we need to have a couple work sessions with the budget committee and talk to them about changes we think we should make and ask them if they think it's wise or unwise, and then we can do something after that. In my opinion.
Well, and I think we need to, when are you gonna be back, Mr. Tran?
You keep treating me like this, and no.
I know,
The 25th.
25th.
I'll be
Okay.
back before
So
then.
we'll be
but
back,
I will
we
be
can
back
do the-
before that, but
Yeah, we can, okay, so we couldn't do both hearings on the same,
no, because you have
No.
to publish 10 days before the hearing. So you're
Okay.
past that. That's why I have the hearing dates listed out to the
oh,
left.
I got you.
And then, based on the hearing date is when I would have to publish. So technically, if you wanted to have a hearing on 9/8 and the 25th, you decided, okay, you're good with the numbers, then I would publish on the 27th. And you'd have the hearing on 9/8.
so let's talk work session before we
Let's
talk.
push it out a little further.
Let's talk work session before we talk about the hearing
Okay.
date, okay? So can we do a work session, the 22nd of
What day
August?
of-
Yeah,
What
let
day
me
of the
see here.
week?
Friday.
Yeah. whatever.
Friday? What about you guys? You guys up for that?
Can we talk about procedures just a second? Can I come up?
Yeah, come on. Thank you.
So I think the the preference of the committee is for us to make the recommendations in a budget document form, and then just let you guys just hash out what kind of changes you'd want to make to that budget, and so you guys could just do it without us, and
Oh, you don't wanna be here when they're throwing rotten apples at you.
well, it's not that, it's just
I know, I got you.
you know, we have put a ton of work in, and I think, you know, the challenge is priorities. You know, you guys have different priorities than we do, and we've tried to balance the five people's priorities together and come up with a consensus. You know, we have to vote positively on everything, and so we can't, no one person on that can just ramrod their priorities. And so I think if you have too many cooks in the stew here, I would hate for there to be 8 people around the table to try to hash through the priorities. I think it just, you know, and just like for example, we talked a long time about employee benefits, but talking about that in a vacuum is not the right approach. It has to be a part of a comprehensive human resource strategy of retention and attraction, and you know, so it's strategic, it's priorities, and I think you get 8 people around the table, and it's just going to be chaotic. And so I think what this is a synthesis of our priorities, and you guys just need to put your touch on it and say, that's not our priorities. This is where we would be. You know, and so it goes into HR strategy. It goes into all different kinds of aspects of priorities. And so I think the best way to do that for everybody's sanity is just to give you guys the budget. Here's where we think the numbers ought to be. And then you guys just kind of make the adjustments, add your signature and your priorities to it. I think that's the cleaner way to do it, so that there's not just too many cooks in the stew. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's my recommendation. So, and you know, this is an advisory committee. You guys, it's your priorities, and so it was a little awkward because we just don't know what your priorities were, and we tried to put ours together, which is hard, you know, 5 people trying to get around the table and say, this is where I think the numbers should be, but we're getting there. And so it's just a difficult project, not knowing what your guys' priorities were and what because every dollar that you decide to spend, you got to cut someplace else, and that's a priority decision, you know. And we obviously don't know what your priorities are, so anyway.
I was hoping we could get all of our priorities to you before you finalized
Well,
the recommendation to us. That was my hope for the committee.
well, you know, priorities ebb and flow, because it's not a here's our priorities. It's we've got to decide between these $2 to spend, which one is the higher priority. And so it's not just a list. It's okay, we got priority 4 and 5 down here, and and it's a $10,000 decision. You know, where does it go? So we're just advisors, and so I'll just tell you that my priority was no mill levy increase, and so you know, we've talked about all the deficits we have on cash reserves and on equipment reserves, and you know, the deferred maintenance in the building, and the sinking fund on the landfill, and all these priorities that we're playing catch up on. And can you do that in 1 year? And the answer is probably no. And so then you're cutting some of your higher priorities. In my opinion, cash reserves is a pretty high priority, because we've talked about a lot of equipment, and you know, radios and vehicles, and you know, repair the courthouse that we need to do. But if you spend all that money, you're cutting operating dollars here and there. So you're going to make draconian cuts that you don't want to make. And so how do you do that? You do bond issues, you know, capital improvement bond issues,
You know, they're saying rates are gonna go down, hopefully, 4 times this year. It might be time, you know, late this year, early next year to maybe go to the capital markets, but we can't because of where we are in cash reserves. And, but I don't think we can get there in 1 year.
Yeah.
And so those are the kind of priority decisions that we're hashing through. And so anyway.
So you want to set up a time like just you or and come and then go over what you guys' recommendations
Well,
was in that
I mean,
format or?
I think, you know, I could come and just sit. I don't think, what I'm saying is I just don't think all 5 of us should be there. The awkward part of it is that we were so compacted on time that we divided up the budgets between, you know, individuals and departments. And so, for example, Josh knows a lot more about what's going on in public works and landfill and real estate than I do. But
could have each one of you. I mean, I don't.
My thought on that is like, I understand you guys are advisors, and I get that. Is when we're sitting at the table, we may have questions.
yeah, I
that
understand.
Those functional experts have.
Yeah.
So it's like to have those people at the table, at least in the gallery, where we can ask questions. Well, how'd you come to this? How, you know?
Understand.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and I'm
'Cause
trying
then
to-
You're right, because in the end, the decision-making process
Right.
is going to be us.
But I'm just trying to protect, we got volunteers. We got
Yes.
5 people that have spent a lot of time on this. And honestly, you know, after we hash through these priorities, it's going to be difficult to hear it get chopped up. So, anyway.
Well, and we want to respect what you guys, and the
I
time
know.
and effort that you put
And that's
into
why I
it.
was hoping we could give some suggestions and you put it in there so nobody has to chop it up. You just incorporate.
Yeah, well, we've been meeting in public, so
suggestions.
we've been open to everybody's priorities, so. I'm open to how you guys want to, I want this to be effective, and I want this to get done well, and I want to serve you guys too, so. But anyway, 8 people around the table.
I agree.
It's a lot of folks, so. Now, that being said, I've probably spent more time on this than any of the other committee members, and because I've tried to absorb all their input. Now, and we wanted to get more granular on a lot of the things we did, but we didn't have time, you know. Going through individual, okay, what, you know, we have 20,000 in commodities in this area. What was that? And you have to go to individual checks, you know. Well, we didn't have time to do that for, you know, $18 million expenditures, so. So next year we'll get started earlier and hopefully and have more time to be thoughtful on this, so.
Well, it'll be 5 plus 5.
Exactly. Well, I won't be on both.
We'll find another you.
Yeah. So just let me know. I just want to protect the volunteerism of those people. It's a lot of time, and
I agree.
And it's a lot of people around the table trying to make a decision. So.
I thought we already set a budget hearing date for the 15th. I have it on my calendar. We obviously talked about it at some point.
Well, it's not been set in a publication. And in order to do the publication, I have to have final numbers in the budget document. So if you do it on the 15th, I would have to publish by the 3rd of September. And it'll have to be final numbers.
And you guys have the person with the most granular knowledge sitting right here, so.
So we still looking for a work session on Friday?
Well, it sounds like we need to hear from the committee first,
Yeah.
before we can have a work session.
Well, I was saying with them, I mean, or do you want to,
Who?
with the committee?
I'm willing to meet from the 21st, 22nd on.
So let's do the 21st, so we can try to get,
That's a Thursday,
that's fine.
5:30.
Okay.
And you guys will let me know
Work
who you
session.
want to be there?
Yeah.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Work session, right? 5:30, budget work session.
Yeah.
I would say as many of the committee members that want to be here, I mean, I'm just saying is that many of them that can make it and want to be here,
Yeah.
just like Commissioner Tran said, that way if we had questions, even if they're just sitting in the you know, out there.
I
So,
don't think wannabe is the right way to approach it. Those who will grudgingly come
Yeah.
and volunteer more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
This would be with the committee, right?
Yeah.
We can table the clerk's request if you guys don't mind for a date.
5:30, sir, on the 21st.
And then, so then, based on that, we'll know that night what work session, or if we're gonna meet with committee
Yeah.
members some more. And then we can plan our first work session, and then we'll know a hearing date based off of that. So
Do you want
we'll
me present at that
look
work
within
session?
those timeframes.
I don't know. I don't know what the process is. This is my first time sitting in one of these.
She has the most knowledge in the building of these numbers.
Then you put the SME in there.
Hmm?
You gotta put the SME in there, subject matter expert.
Okay.
But you gotta be there too.
Yeah, I think we established that.
I didn't want you to think you could skate out and go back.
Skating on a volunteer position, let me think.
You know. No, I appreciate it. I think you and your team's done a great job. I've been watching you, so.
It's been very difficult. A lot of time looking at numbers.
I would concur with that. I've done my own looking.
And we all understand that at the end of the day, no one's going to be happy because you can't take care of all priorities. But we already knew that, so. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you. So we will get you a date as soon as we know
That's fine.
where we're heading.
I just wanted you to be aware of the
Right, I
timelines that we had to do that.
The ones that are highlighted are the dates that are available, right, to be published?
Yeah, I just was trying to highlight based on the date, just to kind of give a break in between, you can publish on the 27th, the 30th, the 3rd, or the 6th. Those are the dates that you could actually publish. So if you had a meeting on 9/9, you'd have to publish it by the 27th.
Got it.
Is that,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The next thing, I just wanted to give an update on, where we are with the election. Tuesday, October 14th is the deadline to register to vote or update your voter registration information. October 15th, advance ballots are mailed out. October 20th, early voting begins at the courthouse. October 28th is the last day to apply for an advance voting ballot. General election is Tuesday, November 4th. And then just be sure to check the new cards that have gone out for your voter registration cards for voting locations. We've had a lot of people bring them back into the office, and we really just need them to put them back in their mailbox and say return to sender, because that lets us know that it's rejected. So if they bring it into us, we can't accept it that way, so we're having to send people back to the post office to return to sender. So if you get one that's does not live in your home or has changed addresses, just send it back, return to sender. That's that. Question for you all is, would you like to have a session where we review financials? Where we sit down and just talk through financials and where we are,
I'm good with that.
okay? Do you want to do it as a work session? Our July financials will be at the next meeting, but we could push that back. The 25th is pretty full, so I don't know.
You're talking about the 25th of August?
Yeah, there's a lot on that meeting date. And I know you're not gonna be here next week.
We could start it before the meeting, 4:30.
On the 21st?
How long does
You
it
can
take,
say.
how long does it take us to get, for you to get us smart on financials?
I don't think it would take very long because I'm gonna focus in on your main operating funds. I'm not gonna focus in on funds that really aren't in your control. I'm gonna focus in on the ones that you really control.
I want to talk about the ones that we don't control also, because those could possibly supplement some of the ones that we do control, like if they were to use those funds instead of the funds that we control.
Statutorily, they're in the hands of certain elected officials, so.
Yeah, we could
Right,
educate
so, but
on
if we
those.
gave them
Yeah.
less money, they would in turn use
But
that
they
to
can only,
supplement.
but no, you can't supplant you can't supplant your operating. And Bill can talk to this a lot.
Can you define supplant?
Meaning, if it's an operational cost, you can't use those funds to do your operations. Bill, do you wanna come out and talk to them about supplanting? Yes, you should have.
So what would you like to know about?
You done?
They want to understand better about, there are some funds that we all have that we can't supplant our current budgets.
There's three that the sheriff's department has. The first one is the BIN account,
BIN?
BIN.
Hold on, Bill, let me,
Oh,
if you're
Ben.
gonna give us an education here, I need a note. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
BIN account,
Yeah,
okay. Those are inspections for vehicles. That money, the other one would be the.
what can you use that for?
What can I do that for? Anything that I see fit. But
Oh,
I can't use it to supplant my budget. So in other words, let's say, can't even come up with an example, I was gonna say.
Wages.
Wages be one or a certain type of equipment, okay?
Uh-huh.
Let's say, here's an example of car, okay, vehicle. I cannot use that BIN money to purchase a car with, because statutorily, the commission is responsible for providing cars for the sheriff's office. Does that make sense?
Right.
So when we're looking at, let's call it out there, the enterprise says, hey, we need X amount of money for cars. And you turn to me and say, hey, you need to use that money out of the VIN account. No, that's not what it's for. Does that make sense?
what's it for
doesn't-
then?
But it doesn't specify exactly, it just precludes you from spending on certain products, but it doesn't specify how you're supposed, what other things you could spend it on, correct?
Yeah, so if I want to spend, let's say, $2,000 on a donation somewhere, I can do that without using taxpayers' money.
Could you
Use the budget.
Could you spend that on an $1,800 firewall?
Could I?
Yes, sir.
Is that firewall part of my operations?
I don't know.
It is,
It
and
is.
the answer would be no.
Okay.
Anything of the operations of the sheriff's department, I cannot spend that behind money on. Okay? The other would be the concealed carry. So when people come into the sheriff's office and they get a concealed carry, that money cannot be spent, supplant. But I do go ahead and spend money, like for targets, for firearms.
Okay,
But that account is very, very low, because since Kansas has changed their laws for concealed carry, a lot of people.
so
are
you
not
can
gonna-
spend that money on targets instead of asking for it in your budget?
Kind of in a roundabout way, yes.
Okay,
But that's part of,
But
part
that's
of the training.
operation.
Yeah.
Part of training though, but I'm just doing it, I think I only have $3,500 in it. That's about all I have, there's nothing in there.
Earlier in the year, or just about a month ago, we used the money for,
out of the jail sales tax for a car.
no, we used the money for that lady that
Yeah.
was doing, the opium money.
Yeah, that's different.
Because that money couldn't be used for any other purpose
Right,
than that.
so But if you want something extra, a person don't have to put it in their budget. They could use those funds, right, or no?
Well,
Take
if
it
it's,
apart. Go ahead.
if it's used for the day-to-day operations, it has to be funded through, I mean, it talks about it in statutes.
Okay.
That the operations needs to be funded through general fund. It's most everybody within their budgets.
So for example then, let's go over to the technology fund. There is a opinion from the Attorney General on the technology fund. I believe, I can find that, let me try to find it for you.
Well, for the clerk's office, the
Well,
technology fund only gets $2,000 a year. So hardly enough to buy one computer.
While she's looking that up, what's your third fund?
To be a registered offender.
Registered offender?
And those funds I can use to assist that office or that personnel. So if they need a computer, a printer, that's what those funds are for.
But it's only for that office.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then all three have a statute.
Mm-hmm.
And that statute's been provided to the county clerk on numerous occasions.
Had to go there, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, thank you. I'm still looking, just a moment, Bill.
Oh, yes, and the fourth one is the.
Forfeit,
King.
thank you.
King, that's the reason why he's under sheriff.
Forfeiture
the fourth
fund,
one?
what's that
There's
one
a
for?
Forfeiture account,
Oh,
and the forfeiture account, there's like 7.
Are we talking about civil asset forfeiture fund?
Yes. So if we happen to stop you, take your vehicle, we seize it, meet certain criteria, we'll take it, sell it, then those funds go back into the forfeiture account.
None of that goes
What
to
do
the
you spend
state?
that on?
And I'll say
The state doesn't take the cut? Wow.
So what can you spend that one on?
training, equipment related
Training.
to,
Like bullets?
it can be.
Okay,
There was,
Training, certain specialized training that, let's say, they wanna go out of state for training, it costs several $1,000s.
so instead of asking it for in your budget, you can put it on that one.
But it's kind of a balancing act because training is still mandatory by statute to provide for the deputies or any law enforcement officers.
Oh my goodness.
but that civil asset forfeiture fund, there's no statute telling you what you can't spend it on, it's your
Yes,
call.
it does.
It does?
Yes. And I need money to get that statute for it.
Thanks.
So
Got a
there's
lot of
4.
papers here.
4, yep.
I think we got a pretty good idea of what that means now.
And you just have to understand that.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ken.
I was just, what Commissioner Milburn said, I would still like to go over those funds just to see, to be educated on them so that, you know, I sat in back there and listened over the last 3 or 4 years. You have to explain certain funds and why it couldn't be used over and over again, and I don't wanna have to go down
But that
that
doesn't apply
road
to all of us.
and have you explain
But
to
the
me why
registered
anything
gas,
to me
but for
after you've
that
already explained
department,
it.
they could use
the previous
those funds to
use.
supplement the scanning of things in their office.
If that's what they're doing, if they're scanning, yes.
Let's say I wanna
That's
buy
kind
an
of their,
MRAP vehicle.
that would have to be their,
Okay,
Right.
through the 1033 program. That MRAP vehicle, hypothetically, just throwing a number out there, only to cost X amount of dollars, okay? I can use that, buy that MRAP for that, based on my operations and stuff, not even go through the general for my budget. And after a year or so, after we use it as part of the operations of what we do, then I put it back into my budget because now maintenance, tires, batteries and everything else, then I push that back into my operating expenses to maintain that vehicle.
Please don't get one. Some things are expensive.
Oh my gosh.
I
Some
could
things
get
are
a
different.
helicopter, but that's expensive too.
Yeah, but I could see you using a
Wait
helicopter
a
over an
second, so
MRAP.
you could buy something that takes really expensive maintenance out of one of these funds and then it has to go into the budget later?
He can
Oh,
put it
that's,
back in.
that's not good.
Well,
That-
as I said, I'm
You
just
won't
giving
do
you an
that,
example.
right? Okay.
I'm just giving you an example of that's what can be done now. Has other sheriffs throughout the state of Kansas done the same thing? Yes.
Mhm.
But am I gonna do that at this present time? No. I'm just giving you.
Well,
an
you
example.
just said present time, that's scary.
Present time? I've done it for years ago. We're still here.
Thank you, yeah. But But that's how budgets grow, really big and out of control, I suppose.
Well, there's a lot of circumstances behind it,
Yeah.
but-
Okay, I think you had a good idea. I think we still need to look at those different funds.
Yeah,
And see where they are applied and how they're applied.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
Just all these funds, and look at the statutes and,
The ones I just explained?
yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah. And other funds, I mean, that we,
Well, thank you for explaining that, Mike.
That's fine.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to have knowledge.
No?
No.
And like I said, keeps open doors, don't follow that.
In the front of your budget documents, it lists out all the statutes that apply.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.
Do you have anything else?
I have one more thing. R&R hearing letters were mailed out. However, they're also published in the newspaper. Newspaper's been flooded with them lately over the last few weeks, and so people can find out when R&R are scheduled. This year, we will be reimbursed for printing and postage, but unsure about next year. State of Kansas will reimburse us. They put that back in legislation, but every year, from year to year, you don't know if that's gonna get reimbursed. So in the event it doesn't get reimbursed next year, you're looking at about a $20,000 bill, just so you know.
Okay.
I think that's all I have.
All right, thank you.
And I do
Nick?
want to thank Ward Craft and the city of Fort Scott. They kind of helped us out in a pinch on a few things, so
Okay.
just special thank you to them.
And now, the appraiser.
Thank you, sir.
This what come out in email?
Thanks.
Yeah, yep. I just thought maybe you don't
Thank
have
you.
it printed.
No, I do.
Be able to look at it. This is different though. This you have not seen yet. Commissioner Tran has, but.
Thanks, sir.
Uh-huh. And then here's this.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got our decision from the state on compliance back the other day, and we are in compliance for 2025. The sheet that I gave you is just our scorecard for that.
Will you define what goes into being into compliance and what we still need to do?
Sure.
Here.
The first part of it is our statistical performance, and that is how our, so the state takes all of our sales that we get every year, and they go in and they look to see what we have it valued at to what it's sold for, and they divide the two, and then they get a ratio for that.
Okay,
What they would love us to be at is somewhere between, well, they love us to be at 100%.
Okay.
You know, what there is 90 to 110 is
Okay.
what their threshold normally is.
and what are we at?
We well below that, we're at 72.8. But,
So we're not even close to being within
so
compliance,
what they've
actually.
done is, since everything has gone crazy the last few years, they have lessened their statistical, what you have to be in
their
compliance.
threshold to
Their
give us a
threshold,
slap
yeah,
on the wrist?
Yeah, they've
Okay.
done that because this huge jump that we've seen here in values has happened all over the state. So appraisers all over the state are clamoring to get back in compliance. So the state has lessened or loosened their results or their,
When were we last in compliance?
uh,
Like within that 10%, not whatever the state says is,
it had been before 2020, in that range, somewhere in there, 2020, 19.
so we've not caught up for a long time.
21, 22, and 23 we were out.
Are any of them over? Are we overcharging? Are we
No.
out of compliance from overcharging?
No,
Okay.
not at all. No,
Okay.
that's 70, if we were at 100 something.
And I should
then-
correct that, I don't mean charging, overvaluing. We've not
Overvaluing, yeah,
overvalued
yeah,
anybody.
Which we would be over.
We've not
charging
went
like
over the
that.
100% at all, period,
Right.
on
No.
any of them.
No.
Okay.
No. And we're still somewhere around 18% off of where we should be, you know, as far as their numbers, being at the 90 and above threshold.
Okay,
Okay, so that's the first part of it. It breaks it down into residential and commercial, as you can see. Last year, we only had one open market commercial sale,
Yeah.
which we get very few of those
yeah.
every year. And then underneath that is the process. This is all the stuff that I have to send into the state from analysis
Yeah.
and all the reporting and all the stuff that we have to do all the way through. And then they say whether it's good, you know, you've done what you need to do,
Yeah.
and they check it off.
And when they kick that back, when they say, hey, you're not even at 90% on your valuation, you, really, it needs to be 18% higher for you to be there. You don't do 18% across the
No, no,
board.
no.
You,
Yeah.
somebody that just sold their home
Right.
after that hike, you're not
Right.
gonna add another 18% to them. The computer's gonna tell you where you're off.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. What our computer system does is it takes 5 sales
Yeah.
of like properties to your
Yeah.
property. Let's
Yeah.
just take yours for, as close to your property as possible.
Okay.
It kicks us back an average market value for that property, and we try
Okay.
to be
Okay.
at that market
Okay.
value. So
Okay.
yeah, no, there's no magic. We're gonna throw 9% on everybody's values,
Okay.
and we're gonna be there. That's
Okay.
not, yeah, that's not how it works.
Okay.
So, and a lot of it goes by, you know, the sales themselves, and some of our sales are crazy, so there'll be outliers that they will kick out automatically.
Okay.
Like we had talked about on the phone, there's some, you know, some people, they just really wanted that property.
Yeah.
Or they're not from here, what it looks like to them, it's a really good deal
Yeah.
from where they're from,
Mhm.
but for us, it's like, wow, that's really high what they spent, you know?
And they were
So-
probably paying cash, because otherwise
Right.
there would have been an appraisal ordered,
Right.
and they would not have given them that kind of money to pay for
Exactly.
that kind of
And
property.
I talked to people that during the whole COVID and all that deal, that bought their home sight unseen. They was, you know, they saw it on a realtor, they called the realtor and they made an offer and bought it right there without even seeing it from, you know, from outside the area. So, you know, there was some crazy stuff that happened on those. So we try to make them as what we call arm's length sales or open market sales as possible.
Okay.
And then we use those to figure everybody's market
Okay.
on it. Now, I gave you another deal here that actually Commissioner Tran had me put together, and I think it's some really good information for you guys. It's the values, the appraised value and the assessed value from 20 to 25, and it breaks it down each year. So you've got 2020 there at the first, and then 21, it shows the percent difference from 21 to 20, and then it goes all the way to 2025. And you can kind of see what's happened over the last 5 years as far as values. A good majority of that is in residential and what we call farm home site,
Yeah.
which is any ag land that has a house on it. Those are actually called farm home sites. And then, so that's where the 2 biggest increases came, and that's just because of the sales and those things. Ag land itself is not valued by market, it's all by use. So we don't have any control over that in my department. That's all valued by the state. They say this soil class with this kind of use on it is worth this much per acre. And then
I
we have to
think
look
what
at
we're getting a few comments and phone calls about is ag land that is recreational
Right.
rather than being productive.
Right, and there's
And-
been a lot of talk for this to the state about coming up with a recreational usage, and they just, I have a hard time believing they will ever come up with that, because they want those people to come here and buy that land and to, you know, spend their money here. But, yeah, there's a lot of people that feel that we need a recreational use that's a higher taxing for them than just the regular ag use. So, that's all state legislature, that's talk to your local state people and get on them about that, you know, I wish we had more control of that, but.
Yep. We continue, you want us to wait?
We can wait.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
Yeah, so it would be nice to see that, but it's gonna be tough for the state legislatures, because they want those people to move here, they want them to spend their money in the state, you know, and do all that, but, a good portion of the majority of them, if there is ag land that's, you know, farm or that, they're leasing it out to somebody here to do, you know, ag production on it. One of the things a lot of people, you know, our breakdown of our land here, surprisingly, when I looked at it here, we're only 18% crop. Out of all of our ag land that we have, only 18% of it is crop, the rest of it is all grass. So, we're seeing, the family farm with their, you know, with their large herd, I think a lot of that is shrinking, or kids are taking over and they don't wanna deal with the crop side of it, they wanna raise the cattle, so they, you know, what was sowed to crop is now being sowed to grass. So we've seen a lot of turnover.
Or it's just being taken out of production completely and just sitting there as grass.
Yeah, 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 so that's, we're seeing a lot of that happening with what was crop they're selling into grass. Do you have any questions about the thing I just gave you with the breakdown
Yeah,
percentages?
so you still have work to do.
Still got work to
to
do.
get
Yep.
us actually into that 90%
Into that
category.
90%, yeah.
And what properties is that going to be hitting the hardest? What properties are you seeing that are most out of compliance?
Well, we're seeing more of the smaller homes and stuff that we're seeing that we had, you know, we got a lot of homes that were bringing 50, 60,000 forever.
Okay,
That are now bringing 110 to 120,000.
so that's a lot more than
That's a
even 20%.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
that's a
huge
huge
jump on
jump
those
that we're seeing.
properties. And so those are the ones that are gonna start coming into compliance.
Yeah, and we've seen
with
a lot more of those regularly.
appraisal values.
Yeah, here lately, we've seen a lot more of those. A lot of the bigger homes and stuff, if they were for sale, they were already sold.
Yeah.
You know, in
Yeah.
the big boom of
Yeah.
everything. But I'm seeing, and the nice thing is, I've seen several remodeled homes lately.
Yeah.
That have been flipped, which is great.
Mhm.
You know, we got, oh man, we've got so many homes that
If
are
they've
just sitting
been
there.
flipped, you mean flipped as in bought, remodeled, and resold, so have they signed those up for the neighborhood revitalization
A lot of them
program?
have, yeah, a lot of them have.
So those ones you knew about, and
Right.
you,
Yeah.
and they had been recently sold, but
Yeah.
then the ones that hadn't been sold for a long time,
Right.
those are the ones that you're seeing that are really out of
Right.
compliance.
Yeah, we'll see, from realtor pictures, you
Yeah.
know, things that we didn't know about, because they
Yes.
didn't do the NRP, but we
Yeah.
can see realtor pictures of the interior. And,
Yeah.
hey, this place has been remodeled, and you need to bump it up, you know, to where it should be. So, yeah, that's great. I mean, we seeing that flipping of those homes that are just been sitting, dormant, you know, with nobody in them, and then we're maybe getting them back to having families
Yes.
and bringing people in. So, I think there's a big need for that here to get those people. And I think we can pull a lot of people from the city, you know, young families that want to start and get their first home, can't afford one in the city. We're only 50 minutes away, you know, come down here
Sure
and, you know,
enough,
buy
yeah.
and do, you know,
Yeah.
do that, so.
But those sales are what is driving everybody that has not sold theirs, that are just sitting on their property, they've not changed anything, they're just sitting there. Those sales are driving those
we-
valuations up.
Yeah, we hear that every.
And
you know,
the commission and you, none of us have a say in that.
No, no.
That is driven by the market.
Driven by
The
the
only
market.
thing we have a say in is that mill that we can drop to
Right.
absorb that.
And we see, you know, we hear every week, you know, why, I haven't done anything to my home in 20 years, why is my, you know, value keep going up?
Yep.
It has to do, everything has to do with residential, it has to do with the market.
And what somebody's willing to pay for a
What
house
somebody's
that's like
willing to pay,
yours.
And right now, they're willing to pay a lot,
That's right.
so.
Do you have some way or database, or at least some way of extrapolating? I'm looking for something from the county where it's a database where I can look at, see who, I don't need names, I'm not looking, a percentile of individuals within the county who are of a certain economic stratus and how much they pay in taxes. Because as we're going into this budget thing, in the back of my head, I'm looking at all the different things that we have to take care of.
Sure.
And I don't want my decision to affect. I'm very cognizant of the lower income
Sure.
and what happens with
Yeah.
their property tax. But I'm also very cognizant of the young family who are trying to make ends meet, and then they're living, you know, and then their property taxes go up.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to look at everything.
It
Yeah,
should
we
never
don't
be in
keep
our
any of
hand. I don't believe that it should ever be in our hands. I believe that the market drives it, and if the market
I
drives it
understand-
up, I don't believe that if the market don't drive it up, that we just raise the mill to get enough money to pay for what we want.
Right.
We're gonna live with it, and we're gonna cut it if the
We
market don't
get
go
any
up to cover it.
information as far as, you know, at people's economic standing.
You don't have that?
No, I mean, Department of Commerce maybe might have something that breaks down our demographic on
No,
on that
they
kind
don't.
of stuff.
They
but
don't.
They don't?
The
I already looked.
census, the most recent census would be the
We know what
Ding,
our
ding, ding,
average,
ding, ding.
average wage is, but we don't,
You can
as
have
far
it-
as
you
how
can
many
get
of
it-
them buy out, are in a house that they bought, or.
Do you want those numbers?
Huh?
Do you want those numbers?
You can get a pretty good gauge from school.
I was gonna save this for the budget,
Pre-release.
but since we're talking to Matt about it, I want to take in, so 20.8% of the people, households in Bourbon County pay less than $800 a year on their property tax. That equals 876 homes, households, not homes, households. 19.2% pay between $800 and $1,499. That's 809 households. 11.9% spend between $1,500 and $1,999. Okay, that's 501 household. 23.8% spend between $2,000 and $2,999. That makes up 999 households. 18.5% pay $3,000 and above on property taxes, and that's 780 households in the city. 5.71% of the household in Bourbon County pay zero taxes on their property tax. That's 240 households. I added it all up. It's within the margin of error. It's 99.91% for everything. These are the numbers I got for 2023 out of the US Census. Took me pretty much most of the day to figure it all out, but that's the deep dive I've been doing in relationship to what we're doing with the budget.
May I go copy that? Can I?
Seriously?
I mean, you spent all day on the work.
Well,
You
the other thing
share
is,
it.
I will, I'll share. Bourbon County, the median home value in Bourbon County, median, $95,600. The median tax for $95,600 is $1,694 at our rate of 1.77. Allen County, the median cost is $95,700 for the tax bill of $1,617, 1.69. Crawford, the median cost for a home there is $114,100, and it's $1,350 is the tax bill,
Oh, wow.
1.18.
Wow.
Lynn County,
Okay, they got a lot more money.
$148,200 their median cost for a home. They pay $1,569, less than we do,
Wow. For
at
a $50,000 home.
1.06. 1.06 is their taxable rate.
They have that, that's the big.
They have a lot more money.
Yeah.
Well, the power plant's $200
Yes.
some million.
So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at what we are going to do, the decisions that we have to make. So yeah, to go to Greg's point, I have a lot of priorities. I want to take care of as many people as I can, but to Greg's point, I'm going to make some people mad,
Gotcha.
okay? And that'll be on me with my decision, but I'm going to do the best that I can, so.
That's my world. I can take them and add
Yeah.
close to that.
I mean, I heard,
Welcome.
you know, they got my phone number now, so I get
Welcome to
it.
the club, we got Jack.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so,
Thank you.
any other questions or
Thank you
anything?
very much
No
for your
problem.
explanation,
Thank you.
Matt. Really,
No problem.
thank you.
You guys need anything, let me know.
Because it's really important for people to know how it works.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
And
we
what
do
we
that.
have control of and what we don't.
We really try to educate people in our office of what we do, why we do, and why we have
Yeah.
to do it that way.
And right now, you haven't, we don't even, we're not even in compliance with the 90 or 110.
Sure.
So we're not even up there. I mean, so
what we're
it stands to
trying
get a lot worse.
Yep, for sure.
Thank you, Matt.
So if you guys need anything, let me know, okay?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
All right, next up is, we're gonna go straight into old business, so there's nobody signed up for public comment.
Yeah, Michael did.
No, his was for an agenda item,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael.
so, yeah, I got him covered.
I knew you had it.
So first up in old business is benefit committee's bylaws, that's me. Okay, so on the benefit committee that we talked about last week, and we went in depth and we selected some people that had not submitted letters. And I've been counseled several times over the last week regarding the fact that those that volunteered here had not submitted letters, and that we got a whole employee pool that wasn't given the option to volunteer because they weren't here at that particular time. So I'm looking to walk it back and make a motion that the benefits committee only be those that submitted letters.
Okay.
And so that's my move. I move that we change the benefits committee back to those that submitted letters. So that's a motion. Any discussion regarding that?
Yeah, I'd really rather us run by the bylaws personally, for it to work, like it should work. I think that we should have one for each of the coverage categories for it to really be beneficial, and here's why. I don't mind elaborating. Nobody asked, but I'll go ahead and do it. Because say a person that's on a family plan, if you figure the low deductible family plan, I think we're paying around $25,000 a year for them. And then the one that's on employee only, well, we're paying the, what is that one, like around 900? 10,000. So, and then the one that's not in any, we're paying nothing. And so somebody that's in the family is getting a $25,000 kick to what the others are getting. So really, how do we represent the whole pool when we have it so lopsided? I don't know how we do that because
I agree.
I just don't know
So
how we
my
do that.
question would be is how do you suggest, since we didn't get letters submitted for each one of those categories, how do you suggest that we do so?
I don't know, but I don't believe it'll function as it should without them.
Okay, so might offer a suggestion is that we got a breakdown of the number for each category, just here recently. Can we get a list of names for those categories?
Of who's in that?
And then I guess we could reach
Then you
out
could
individually.
reach out and ask for one from each, I suppose.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
So-
if that would be then
so you
achieving
could
your
put a
bylaw.
motion to put this
achieving
on
the bylaw
hold
as well.
until we can,
Yeah.
come within the confines of the bylaws.
I got a quick question on that though, since we're in the discussion phase. If we finally get this committee off the ground, this committee is not going to make any recommendation that's gonna affect us?
Oh, no, because we don't have enough time. We need to
So
meet
we're
with Don
looking at
Doherty.
next year,
We're gonna
right?
need to meet with Don Doherty to find
Okay.
extra, to find options.
Because
at this
even if we
point.
get the committee off the ground like tomorrow,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean.
They won't
we're-
have much
we're
time.
closing in so much.
we
on
won't have much time for them to
Alright.
be effective.
timeline, so. I mean, if we could get those lists, that we could reach out and then that would be something for next year, you know, that they could be working
Okay.
on, depending upon how far where we go with it this year, so.
So
But I
would you-
just, I mean, I received some information or contact and so I wanted to,
Would you want to restate your motion to build the committee as designed?
yeah, okay. So, yeah, I move that we build the benefits committee as designed by the bylaws.
Second.
And, when do you want these back, or do you want to set a deadline?
Well, that didn't work the
So-
first time. So,
I would say since we're not gonna use them probably
if somebody
this year
that
in
did
the
submit a
budget.
letter, if they're within it, you obviously need to ask one of those people in their category.
Right,
You had two
to
or
be
three in
here.
the same category.
I know, that was
Right.
why it was not effective.
so I would say, let's look into let's go into September, cause our list,
Okay.
will get past the budget time this year, so.
Okay.
Let's table it till,
yes,
Beer
yes,
Milburn.
Yes,
yeah, table it until October.
okay.
Okay. Hospital equipment, the sale is going. You can go on to govdeals.com and see how people are bidding on it, on that up there. I have not got on there today to check on on our side of it where I can see, but I've not gotten any emails from anybody wanting to pick up anything yet either, so. But they're gonna run it for a week, so the bid process is gonna be, they started, last Wednesday and, Thursday on some of it, so some of it'll expire this Wednesday, some of it will expire on Thursday for the
When-
first go-around.
Okay.
Uh,
So if it don't sell, they're gonna put it back on? Are
We'll
they just gonna
they'll-
keep relisting it?
Yeah, until
When's your,
it,
when's your like cutoff point, like nobody wants this stuff?
well, I mean, that's
Yeah,
up to us, I mean, to
Okay.
decide, you know, I mean, I think I seen, which, I mean, I seen a bid on one item, and I mean, you know, you gotta take it for what it is, but, I mean, they're not bidding very high on this stuff, so it's,
What do you got?
Huh?
What's up for sale?
well, they got an X-ray machine that's, you know, probably, I would say a $30,000 item that,
You don't need a license or anything to have an X-ray machine be out there?
no, no.
Really? You
No,
just
I
sell
don't
it to
think you
anybody?
do. I
Wow.
don't think there is any licensing required for any of that
Wow.
equipment out there. I mean, I thought the one items that would be big sellers is the lights. You know, they have lights that are on stands that they used in OR rooms and stuff like that. It'd be great for somebody's shop, but, you know, I haven't looked to see how the bidding processes went on that yet. But
Did you put the piano on there?
no, that was not hospital equipment. That was,
Just wondering.
stuff that was left up there. That was in that building when we
Right.
took control of the building. There was a couple items. Some items were disposed of and other items
Yes,
still
sir.
have lingered. I don't know if that was equipment, you know, became county equipment the moment we bought the building or what, but, you know, pick your battles, I guess. So that's where we're at on that. So next item would be Casey Brown letter.
Last time we brought this to the table, I think Commissioner Tran said, aren't there a lot of those people out there giving those rides? Do we really need all of them? I don't have an answer for that. I just know that we used to give them money and now they said they would just make do with a letter. So if you guys wanna do it, then we can do it. If you don't, then,
We only gave one time.
Only gave to them one time. And how many others? I mean, we got at least 2 other travel.
There's, my last count, there's like 3, 4.
you
I
want me
don't
to,
know.
I
you-
don't
you
think we
want,
give money to any of them.
Okay.
I think we gave money to one of them because Commissioner Weisenhunt was like, hey, how many rides are out in the county? How many rides are in the city? He goes, well, why don't you
Yeah.
just portion it out in accordance to the percentage?
Yeah, I think
I can't
a lot
remember
of
who that
them were
was,
in
though.
the city,
Yeah.
I think.
They said then, it was Fort Scott and Mapleton, I think, were the 2 big.
And then they get worse because of Medicaid
Yeah.
cuts, because those folks are directly in Medicaid now, and we know where that's going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't have an issue with signing the letter of support, but right now, budget-wise, we're just not taking on.
I'm fine with us giving them support. I'm just not, I'm very cognizant of how much we spend. So,
well, I'm not spending any money.
Okay, so you want to make a motion to sign this letter?
Yeah, I move we sign the letter of support for the rides at CCAP with no, monetary. We're not giving them any money.
Okay. You got a second?
sure, second.
Beerbauer,
Yes.
Milburn,
Yes.
Tran.
Yes.
Is it just all 3 of us?
It's just the chair, right?
Yeah.
Just you. You have the auto pen in possession.
Yeah, the stamp. All right, next up is Planning Commission resolution. This is the updated version that Counselor brought. Is this the updated version? Any discussion?
No, I read it, seems fine.
Okay, any discussion? Mr. Hoyt?
I assume I have the updated version if it was in the,
Was in the packet.
I was hoping you'd take another 5-minute break so I can make copies of
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
I'll make a copy.
I'm good for a break. Is that cool with you, Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman?
that's fine.
Oh, thank you.
We'll take a 5-minute break. This time I don't have to.
So, just make sure.
Because I printed it this morning.
7 brew.
Oh, look at you.
No, I was down in Pittsburgh today, so. Actually, that's, Coke Zero. That's good. That's why I've been taking frequent breaks.
Yeah, she too. Okay.
I think that's the word you're looking at. Home rule.
Huh?
Is that what you're looking at, home rule?
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine that?
No. Is the statute non-uniform?
Yes.
It is. So
No,
it's-
no, the statute's uniform.
So then that's probably what he's saying, that under home rule, we're adopting that
But he does stick with the statute
of the zoning.
of the zoning code.
You're welcome.
What is this? This is something else.
Oh, that
Sorry.
Are we back from break? I'm just
No, I
waiting.
guess we're ready to go back into session.
I'm just waiting.
All right, we'll return to session. You have the
Okay,
floor.
thank
Mr.
you.
Hoyt.
Let me start off by saying I'm not here to give you legal advice. I'm only.
Oh, wait a second. Let me just, can I call Bob?
Yeah.
Maybe you call him too and he thinks there's something wrong. We just-
I'm not calling him.
Maybe somebody else should.
He's
You know what I mean?
watching.
Trying to-
He's watching. He's not going to get in on this.
Your call has been forwarded.
We'll proceed.
Okay. So I'm not here to give you legal advice. I would like everybody to understand that. But reading the planning and zoning resolution, or the resolution creating a planning commission for the county of Bourbon County. In this entire document, there's only one KSA listed, which is 12744. So that would be the first page of what you just received.
Okay.
In that, it says how the planning commission should be and is uniformly applied across the state to establish a planning and zoning committee. So you have to incorporate that with all the other statutes that cover zoning. Okay?
But it's not zoning yet, it's just a,
You gotta let me finish.
oh, okay.
Can you show me which paragraph that's in, please?
Which paragraph is what? That it's uniformly,
Yeah, where it says that.
12744.
744, the entire page, states how you could establish a planning and zoning commission. Or a planning commission, I guess it's not called zoning.
No, it's just planning.
Just planning
Yeah,
commission?
just planning commission.
Okay, but this is part of other statutes when you go down the road of planning and zoning. Okay? In the second paragraph of this resolution that he's brought before you, he's using this same statute to invoke home rule. Counties do not have the, hold what'd you call it, Susan, the breadth of the application of
Talking about
home rule.
Paragraph B on the resolution?
The second paragraph.
Paragraph
Now
B?
therefore
No,
be it
second
resolved,
This one right here.
Okay,
and intending to exercise its powers of home rule legislation pursuant to KSA 1277. KSA 1277 says nothing about home rule. Okay, so then I'll refer you to 19102. County as a corporation, powers generally, home rule. That each organized county within this state shall be a body, corporate, and politic, and as such shall be empowered for the following purposes. And I've read this a couple of times from the podium. First, the county commission's first priority is to sue and be sued. The second is to purchase land. The third is to sell and convey real estate. The fourth is to make all contracts and administrative powers. Fifth is to exercise the powers of home rule to determine their local affairs and government authorized under the provisions of KSA 19101A. Okay, so you have to go on to the next page. This tells you how you can then apply home rule. Counties cannot, the Board of County Commissioners may transact all county business and perform all powers of local legislation administration it deems appropriate, subject to the following limitations, restrictions, and prohibitions. Counties shall be subject to all acts of the legislature which apply uniformly to all counties. Now, in your reading enjoyment, you can read beyond that. But what this is saying is if zoning or the planning commission is uniformly applied, the KSA is uniformly applied across the state, you cannot invoke home rule. The county does not have that right.
So you said the one statute that's not in there is 12 what?
Well, the only statute stated in the resolution is 12744.
I think what he's saying is that the words home rule need to be taken out of this because statutes 12744 is what governs planning commissions.
okay.
Right.
Okay, there's an
You're
extra
not,
word.
you cannot be invoking
okay.
home rule from this resolution.
Got you. Okay.
Thank you.
It's supposed to just be a planning commission.
Well, you know, and attorneys are not supposed to make this easy for you to understand because they want to be able to bill you $800 an hour to read it to you. But the home rule application in this resolution would not pass muster because 12744 mentions nothing about home rule.
Normally, when you exercise home rule, you also have to do a charter resolution.
A charter ordinance, charter resolution.
You don't do ordinances, so it'd be a
yeah,
charter
right.
resolution.
In the case of the city, they have to do a charter ordinance, and it also has to pass by a 4/5 vote. So if.
And subject to petition.
And subject to petition. It has to be published for 60 days, and the 61st day, you could receive a protest petition.
So, the planning commission,
Mhm.
it's fine just being a planning commission, which is what the intent was.
Right, for under 744.
So it had a phrase in it that did not belong.
Well, 744 does not give you the right to invoke home rule.
All right, so we just take home rule out. is what
You have to
here
strike that
telling me.
entire paragraph.
I don't have a copy of his resolution.
But understand, if you adopt one portion of 12744, there could be other things that go along with this that you may not like.
Bob, hey, thanks for calling back. Sorry if we woke you. We're not even halfway through our meeting here. We're just now to the resolution part that you sent back. And there seems to be a word in it that does not, align with the statute cited. It is, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Bourbon County, Kansas, sitting in regular session the day, intending to exercise powers of home rule legislation pursuant to KSA 12-744, and Michael Hoyt brought us some statutes that says home rule is 19-101.
A.
A.
Okay, I don't have it right here in front of me. I mean, I'd have to take a look at it tomorrow. I mean, I don't have that with me right now.
Okay,
Alright, let's just table it.
we'll just table it. Send it
Yeah,
back
I
to you.
mean,
Does that sound good?
I mean,
He can call me
Yeah.
tomorrow if he wants to, and I can explain.
Okay. All right, we'll get a hold of you tomorrow, Bob.
oh, that's fine. All right, we'll get her taken care of.
All right, thanks, bye-bye.
Bye.
So
So-
we're gonna table to,
Okay,
oh,
so.
you're not here next week, what's that?
Okay. I was just gonna point out a couple of things here for your reading enjoyment.
Okay.
See if I can find it. So read down through that list of 19101A,
Exceptions.
the exceptions. There are a lot of things there I don't think you would be very happy with, that you would be accepted from and exempt from. And I should have highlighted this, but I didn't. But if you're tabling it up, I would like to have the opportunity to read these back to you if you try to use 101A. Because you really don't have the power to use 101A.
I don't think you would. I think you would just say you're adopting it under
Yeah,
12-7.
Yeah, 12-744.
I don't think there would be any exemptions. It would be.
Okay,
we're-
and then
we're
just,
gonna
then all I'm asking you to do is make sure you understand that with 744 comes a lot of other statutes that you would have to comply with.
Yeah, this is just the first step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome, thank you.
All right. Next is payroll discussion. Commissioner Milburn, you have the floor.
Oh, man, I get my notes done real quick.
Okay. How much time you need?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, we can move on to something else and come back to that. I mean, well, just about everything is yours
Yeah, you're right.
left. Yeah,
It is.
it is all yours. Okay. Want to take a 5-minute recess?
We can?
You okay?
Yeah, that'll be
Okay.
fine.
We'll take a 5-minute recess. Make some copies here. You're gonna make a copy of that,
Of what?
that numbers that you had earlier.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're one of those guys who beat up kids for their homework in high school.
wanted-
aren't you?
Actually,
I kinda wanted
actually,
that,
I,
too.
I
Maybe
would
a
have
copy.
preferred it, you put it in a Excel
No.
format.
No.
I can make some coffee for the next time. Keep us all awake. Give me heartburn before I go to bed.
Keep me awake all night. The coffee got cold a long time ago, didn't it? You can drink coffee at 10 o'clock and go to bed at 10:05.
My parents drink it all day long.
Yep.
You can go up there and there's always a pot of coffee.
Been here a long time.
Is that what you do with the homes? That is that what you
If you wanna verify my work, there's a website, there's a
No,
website.
I trust you, my dear.
Well, I don't trust myself, that's the problem. I'm like, I do the best I can, but I'm no statistician. And you gotta hunt and peck for all this stuff.
Yeah, I did a PowerPoint back in 2022 on all the statistical data of Bourbon County from the census. It was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
What I wanna know is, what's the interest rate charged on those 6 pages in the newspaper of people that didn't pay their taxes?
What do you mean interest rate?
There's 6 pages in there.
Yeah, the interest
The
will be,
length
it'd be
of
pretty high.
taxes. Do they pay interest on that?
Yes, absolutely. And they'll have to pay publication costs too.
What?
They'll have to pay publication costs too.
Okay. What's the interest rate?
I don't remember. They just sent them out.
Apparently it's not high enough to cause anybody to wanna pay their
Well,
taxes.
I think even if you do put the interest rate on it, people, if people are not gonna pay, people are not gonna pay,
Yeah.
you know?
I think it was 8 pages though.
8 pages?
Yeah.
It was the
I'm
biggest
sorry.
I've seen it.
8, not 6. Lord. Thanks a lot.
This thing wouldn't add for a while.
That is
Some
a
of,
breakdown of
I just
payroll
get,
from August the 11th and how the benefits apply to it, based on what I found in the budget.
oh, wow. But they still want fire protection, and they still want police protection. They still want streets, and they still want
Bridges and roads.
bridges and roads, and they still.
No names.
Okay.
I have no words for that.
When I taught at Lake Havasu, if you signed a contract with the school district, you had to have your car registered in Arizona. And so the police would drive up and down the parking lots the first day of school and write down out-of-state tags. And then they'd come back a few weeks later and write down. And a
Residency
friend of mine
requirements.
said, "Well, I have a house in Colorado." And I said, "Yes, but you sure want the firemen from here to take care of you if you have a fire." And she,
Are you, what
I
date are
just
you
don't have
tabling
a
this
whole
till?
lot.
When are you bringing this back?
Which one?
This, planning commission?
I was gonna do it
Next week,
meeting.
hopefully,
The
or,
next meeting,
well,
Commissioner, can we call you? I mean, you can be on a phone in a meeting,
Yeah, you can call it.
or for vote items.
Yeah, that's fine.
he won't answer the phone.
I will answer the phone.
I wouldn't.
No, I will. I'll answer the phone, you know, I don't have a problem with it as long as you don't go 5 hours.
Keep him on the phone all night.
Just realize when you call, well, yeah, as long as you call me on your phone, you can call me on this, I can't hear anything.
What, that thing there?
Yeah,
You ever
because-
been on that before or not? I've
Yeah,
not
they,
seen
they
it
called me
used.
once on that when I was
pretty
part of the
much
solar thing.
outdated, ain't it?
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a well, it's really hard
Okay.
to, it's really hard to hear.
Okay. So the payroll discussion?
All right, we're back from recess.
Oh,
All right, that's fine. So now we are with payroll discussion. Commissioner Milburn, you have the floor.
so we've talked about this several meetings now, and I think everybody's had a lot of time to digest it, a lot of time to ask questions, a lot of time to have discussions. I would like to call and see if this payroll provider can jump on the meeting here and talk a little bit about this. Did you guys get these emails today, or?
Yes.
Okay, so they sent out some more emails about the cost and the benefits of it, and that'll free up just a lot of time. And that they'll work with the clerk to make sure that everything is covered for a couple months
Mm-hmm.
until, if we do hire them. And then the clerk will still have duties, and then, but they would do a lot of the They would do
Yeah, I
the
see.
W-2s, the COBRA, the payroll. They would, they'll
FSA
work
and
with the
HSA.
insurance provider. And I did talk to Don about that today also, and he said that he offers a lot of those onboarding when people can't get on the computer and do their own insurance. And he says, all they gotta do, he says, I'm your broker, they come over here and I'll help them. So questions about insurance, all that. Our insurance broker is on board to, fill some gaps as well. So. You guys have questions? You may, it's really late, you know, we try to get them on the phone. You guys wanna talk
That's to all them? right, that's all right. I looked at all this earlier today.
Do we have we have 119, right?
That's what we paid the last payroll. So it's depending on your seat then.
I bring that up because the email says 102.
Yes, that's the number that we worked off of for a long time.
Okay.
That's a number I was originally told that we had employed here.
So basically,
I will tell you that, I contacted our current software company today, and, we will lose all of our historical data, and it does not convert. I talked to Tim today. And so therefore, we would have to find some way to print off or, put that information in some format so that we have it. Because once we go off of our current software company, we no longer will have access to that data. And Tim says we just start from this day forward. We don't bring in past history. So there would have to be some accommodations made for that. It'll be a $1,500 conversion fee at least with CIC to work with them for a file transfer.
what kind of a file is it?
It'll have to be pulled out a certain way so that they can integrate.
What is it, Excel?
Yeah, it'd be Excel. That's
It's in
usually how
Excel.
conversions are done.
Wait, is the current program Excel?
No.
Or they have to convert it to Excel?
It's SQL based, so it's Access program that those are database fields, so you can move them into Excel.
Okay.
Yeah. There will be, in the conversion, there'll have to be a lot of hands-on from our office to make sure things are transferring correctly. I've been through a lot of conversions, so I know what goes into them.
Can you print them out?
Print out
all the documents, all the records?
Yeah, we could. And the reason why we have to have them, one, you have to keep your payroll stuff forever. It's record retention. Secondly, you also have to, if somebody comes back that has retired from Capers and they need information, you have to be able to provide that. And so we have to have that historical data. It could be somebody that's Social Security too. They're applying for Social Security and they have to have all this extra information, and we are the ones that provide that to them from their years of service here.
How many years are we looking at?
This goes clear back to 2012 or 16, somewhere in there. So quite a bit of data. Because when we go off their system, they quit supporting us. So, and how this integrates is it doesn't come, the file that comes from pay entry into us is not employee data. It is financial data. So they'll take the financial data and give it to us, and then I have to do a journal entry to get it posted to our general ledger.
So to get all that to get all those
Hi,
files.
Tim, this is Micah. We have you in the meeting here. I just wanted you to hear some of the conversation that was going on, just in case you had responses, because we're not gonna have responses for, what we're hearing here.
So hey, this is Sammy. We're talking about converting all the old files that's currently in the clerk's database. Once she loses that program, I guess we lose all that historical data.
Susan mentioned to me this morning that there's a chance or that they can pull the historical data, that there's a report that they could pull that would give her all the Capers information.
Got it.
Well, it's not all Capers. It would be all their historical data, their time in, time out, time So it's gonna be a pretty large
So
file.
at $1,500, we get everything?
No, $1,500 is to get them information to convert to them if they needed data files. That's the data file going back and forth.
Okay, so.
And that
how-
has to happen.
So how much to memorialize all the way back to 2012?
We'll have to do that in-house in our office. We'll have to print reports.
Well, that seems silly to me to print reports when we could save them into a digital file.
Well, that's what I would do, print it into a digital file.
Okay. And then I don't think that, I mean, I'll check with Dr. Cohen, but I don't think you need to go back to 2012.
We do for the fact of capers and unemployment. We've had people request that information in the past, and so we try to keep our payroll records forever.
Yeah, that's great if you want to do that. I definitely don't believe it's necessary to go back to 2012.
I know in the Fed, you gotta keep it for like 7 years, 8 years, and then it gets archived.
Yeah, but I mean, 2012 is, what is that now? 13, 14, 15 years. I don't think that's,
Okay. I was just wondering, so that's all.
yeah. But the payroll data, historical payroll data, that's customary for us to walk through a entity or business on what would be prudent for them to save. And we do that with the support of an HR expert that would say, compliance requires you to hold this much historical data.
Gotcha.
So again, the input from Dr. Cohen, I think, of what would be adequate to hold, I mean, he's the professional.
Employee personnel files per state law are permanent records. That's the record retention in the state of Kansas.
Okay, well, great. Again, I would check with Dr. Cohen, but again, those are questions that are outside of kind of what we do.
The county's been around longer than 2012, so where's...
They're dead files. They're actual paper files that we have stored.
Yeah,
Up to 2012?
Yeah.
I work with a company called DocuLock that would be happy to help you securely, destroy or archive any of those older paper files.
And this is Commissioner Bierbauer. Susan, the files from 2012 to now, they're on what kind of software again?
It's our accounting software that we've had for years. I mean,
Which is, again, I'm sorry.
CIC. Yeah.
So would we be able to get somebody that could archive that onto another, like...
Yeah,
yes.
I can print them out to a PDF.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can save them to a PDF.
Mm-hmm. Yes. PDF, printing to a PDF is a PDF.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that we would be able to open it.
Save it instead of printing it. You
I
can
wouldn't print it.
We'd be
Printing
able
it
to
to a
open it
PDF is
off
saving
of
it to a
computer
PDF.
somewhere.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. I guess what I'm saying is that it's not. I'm not aware of anything that says that you have to keep records back to since they first began. That doesn't sound accurate, but I would check with Dr. Cohen on that.
Is that everybody or just counties?
It's
Susan?
Kansas Historical Society.
Is it just for counties or is it for every business?
It's any local government. So that would be cities, counties, states, whatever. They set out our Kansas Records Retention Schedule.
Well, again, I think for expedience of time, I've written that down, and I can have Dr. Cohen check it, or we can do that. But I certainly don't want to create any more work than what would be required. But like you said, the federal tax returns, things like that, are typically less than 10 years.
Yeah, I'm not talking about federal tax returns. I'm talking about the employee records. That's all I'm talking about.
I understand.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that if you're required to keep your federal taxes, it would make sense that you would also have access to data for at least 10 years. Certainly not more than that, but we can certainly find out. That's an easy thing to search and find out.
And if we need them and we decided to go this route, then you guys would certainly work together on that. I mean, you would work with
Yeah,
Susan
of course.
to do that.
We just take whatever.
To do anything that Susan says we need to do historically, and then to send back and within reason, we would all work together to make this work. I
Yeah.
believe.
And typically, we would have access to the system and pull those reports before we terminated any kind of arrangement. That's typically, it would be our standard operating procedure, is to first of all find out how long that is required to keep the data, and secondly, facilitate and pulling that information or helping export that information.
Will we save any money on that software that we're paying for now?
$5,000 if you go off of your personnel and payroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by porting that to you, we don't pay that 5,000, and yours are encompassed in your fees that you quoted us. Is that right, Tim?
Yeah, I sent an email out to everybody just recapping all the HSA, FSA, and COBRA.
Okay, so
And Dr. Cohen's office would handle the FMLA.
they're, okay. Okay, and then Susan, we would save 5,000 from CIC for taking payroll off,
And personnel.
payroll and personnel. What is encompassed in personnel?
That's how we onboard them.
And you're gonna do that, Tim, if we hire you?
No, the managers do that according to his email.
HR will do it, HR onboards.
No, Dr. Cohen doesn't onboard. In the responses from Tim, it's the
In pay
managers.
entry, so in pay entry, let's say we have a new hire, that new hire would receive a link. They would onboard themselves into the payroll system. If
From
they
our
needed help,
office.
then that department manager could help onboard them.
But the
So let's say
software
somebody
is
didn't
there.
have access
We
to a
would-
computer
Yeah,
and needed help, they would have that support.
okay.
If you look at a lot of his responses, there has to be a person on site that is still administering a lot of this. Maybe not to the scale that we're doing it today. And I don't have any problem with this, but it's adding to the financial budget. It's additional cost to our current budget.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I believe that spending a whole day to process payroll is a fairly significant cost.
But we're not gonna eliminate that
into
person.
consideration.
But we're not gonna eliminate our payroll person.
Well, that's not my decision.
Yeah. I can't run my office on two people. It's not possible. And she is my deputy.
Okay, Tim, moving on, do you have any other concerns, Susan?
I have
Or-
lots of concerns, but this isn't a decision that's gonna be made by me. I mean, I feel like Selena's talked to everybody. I feel like I've talked to everybody. And, I
5,000 from CIC.
I just don't feel like that we're being heard, so that's okay.
You guys have any more discussion?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so
And they
the
also-
statute that you were,
will not be reconciling our benefits. We still have to do that.
the statute you was mentioned a while ago, is that 44-1209? KSA 44, on that records are permanent?
No, I didn't say in statute.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay, I thought you did.
Historical
All right,
something or other.
yeah,
It's the historical local government records management manual.
okay, okay. Well, I found some statutes that, statute 44-1209, and then it covers from 44-1201 to 44-1213 that covers Kansas municipalities and counties for payroll or for record keeping. So might be something you want to look at between now and
These are
Let me see, let me
These
see.
are KAR numbers
Let
too.
me see the sheets here. please. I'll copy them. I'll go back to you.
So you'll have to look at, other than just the statute, you'll have to look at KAR
Did you make
numbers.
that clear? Thank you.
I mean, I'm just saying for research.
I mean, I know what I need to do according to the Kansas Historical Society.
Okay.
What I need to know is, Susan, if we go with this payroll, are you willing to work with them and let them do their part and you do the compliance that you need to do?
Yeah, as long as I'm not cut a person.
I mean, we're not discussing.
As long as I'm not cut a person.
We're not discussing personnel right now, so.
Oh, what?
But it's
What?
part of the
I
conversation.
didn't understand what she said. What'd you say?
As long as I'm not.
She said
cut
she'll
a
work with the
person out of my
payroll firm
office.
if she's
Oh.
not cut a person.
To my knowledge, we can't do that.
Correct, 'cause she's my deputy. I just don't want that to come up later on as, hey, we're gonna cut your budget, so we're gonna cut a person out of your office. I mean, we have to be open and have this conversation, because that's what I feel like that's what it's coming down to.
Okay.
Am I correct?
I haven't discussed a person. What I will discuss here further on in the budget discussion is the additional, from the January
That's-
13th meeting, the additional pay for an officer.
Additional pay for,
Budget
my
payroll
pay.
benefits officer.
So you're talking about my pay? Yeah,
That's what that resolution is on.
yeah. But I'm still gonna have to administer it, no matter what. I'm still gonna have to administer the back end of everything.
Was it never administered from the clerk's office? Because the reason I'm asking is because the benefits officer was just added to the resolution this year. We've never had that until January. And
The benefits was administered by the state of Kansas. There was a lot less work that had to be done through the state of Kansas. When we left the state of Kansas, all that work came to the clerk's office, and it is a lot of work. And that's not going to change just by outsourcing payroll. That work is still going to be there.
but you'll have the person to help, and there's a budget, payroll, and benefits officer that we added with an additional that has never been there before.
So you just wanna cut my pay,
I
and
don't
that's
just
okay.
wanna cut
Go
your
ahead.
pay,
No,
Susan.
yeah,
It's
that's what it
just-
is.
It's a new thing.
Micah,
Well,
it really
Tim,
is.
I don't believe that
It's- yeah, it
we
has
need
nothing to do with him.
anymore. Thank you.
It is truly about cutting
Tim, have
my
a good
pay.
night.
And if that is what
Okay.
you guys want to
Thank you.
do,
Thanks, bye.
then cut it. But I feel like I have given a lot to this organization with my experience, and I feel like it's retaliatory, and I will just be quite honest about that.
In what way?
To what, though?
Yeah.
Retaliatory to what?
To me.
To what? To
Because
why?
since everything has gone on here, you have cut me off from conversations. You've told me to put on a certain hat when I'm talking. I mean, there's been lots of things that have been very offensive
Well,
to
that's,
me.
that
No,
is a
let me speak,
clarification.
please. No.
Well, no, let me
No.
finish, because
No, 'cause you interrupted
you pointed
me.
out something. So, the comment is that when Commissioner Tran spoke about you telling us what hat you were wearing at that time, is so that we understand when you're asking for a comment. Because just like the sheriff has to come and ask for permission to address this board, so does the clerk. So if you're talking as budget, which is what we approved in January, then we need to know that you're talking about budget. When you're talking about benefits, we need to know that you're talking about benefits. And at one point in time, you were somewhat HR and then somewhat not, depending upon the two commissioners that took on a role, and then you were given more authority, and then you backed off that authority. So again, we need to know what hat you're wearing at that particular time.
I'm wearing my clerk's hat and 20 years of experience every single time I speak. And I feel very disrespected. So if this is the route you want to take, I'm good with that. But
So you will work with Tim.
yeah, but
Thank you.
But if you cut my pay, I don't know that we want to do these services in our office anymore.
That's what happened at the beginning of the year, and that's never happened before. The services
Because
had always
we-
been there.
No, not to the extent that we are doing them. We took on a whole lot more work. That's what you're not listening to.
This will take some of the work away. And Don said he would step up and help as well.
Okay. It's fine.
Moving forward.
I move we move forward with Emerson and Company for payroll. And start the transition.
Any more discussion? She's
I
made a
just-
motion.
Yeah, I just want you guys to understand that the numbers got increased by like $250.
Okay.
That's off of what Mr. Emerson sent. I did-
Because the employee number.
Yeah, it went from, the
Okay.
number he quoted was 102 and the number I plugged in was 119. So that's the number I'm using. And
Do
then,
we have employees now?
well, I asked the clerk, I think last week, last week, what our actual numbers were, because I was confused, because prior to last week's meeting, I thought our numbers was like 110, and in the meeting, it went up, or it went down, because, and it wasn't her fault, because she was trying to figure out the number of people who were on insurance, which went down to 90. And then I finally, after the meeting, I reached out, I said, what's our actual number? Because I thought it went up 150 during the conversation, so I was all confused. I was like, are we 110, are we 90, or are we 150? She came back with 119.
And that was because it was total family members.
So so the number I'm using right now is 119. So it bumped the number just a little bit,
Okay.
the dollar amount.
Okay,
You want me to restate the motion?
yes.
I move we move forward with Emerson and Company for payroll. And they'll work with the clerk.
I'll second.
Trim,
Yes.
Beerbauer,
Yes.
Milburn.
Yes.
So when will you be cutting my pay?
We're coming up on budget discussions here in just a minute. Next up is 108 West 2nd Street, Milburn.
Sorry, just a moment. Okay. I've had conversations this week with the driver's license office. We've showed Kayla the Suite 10. I spoke with Kevin today. They're very open to being over here. They used to be over here. They liked it over here. We're gonna get some square
So
footage
that
for
is
them.
probation,
Oh, no, I'm sorry, driver's license.
driver's license,
Uh-huh,
okay.
yep, they'd really love to be here. I also, so we're not gonna get in a hurry. We're gonna, take our time and talk to it, and I'll talk through you guys. Talk to you guys about it as I come up with information of how
Right.
people wanna go.
Suite
Angie.
10, is that the IT office?
Yes, old, yes. Angie, and that would let the public have the driver's license here in the courthouse
Yeah, I like
with
that
us,
idea.
like it used to be. And then I also spoke with Angie Eads, that is the 6th Judicial that's over there. They are very open to the trailer that
Okay.
is, that used to be the health center. It would take a little bit of renovating. And so if we got both of them out of that building, we could let go of that building, and however, it's a ways down the road, so I don't wanna, I'll make a proposal of how we might go about doing that, or you guys can come up with some ideas and bring a proposal. But my advice would be to let go of that building, and it has a lot of unused square footage, a lot of empty square footage. I don't know how we would go about utilizing it. We don't need it.
Who's moving into the trailer again? What?
The 6th Judicial.
6th Judicial.
Probation.
Thank you.
And, And so right now, they pay us $1,000 a month, and the driver's license pays us, I believe, $500 a month. And, the Sixth Judicial, we have some agreements with them, some interlocal agreements, and everybody but us provides them a space without charge. We charge them, I'm guessing it's to recoup some of the maintenance costs and the utilities of that huge building. So if they were in the trailer, we would be able to possibly waive that if you guys were open to that. And then if we got rid of that building, of course, we wouldn't have that maintenance and those additional utilities. So,
Right.
What would you
to
want
me,
us to
it's
waive?
it's a,
Their monthly rent.
their monthly rent of that, they pay $12,000 a year for us to provide that space for them. But to me, that does not cover the maintenance of that building and the,
Well, that
utilities.
building, yeah, that building, I'm not for sure what the, I mean,
And so-
I would entertain some ideals on it.
Okay, so if you want me to keep going, then I would like to, and not put out a sealed bid. I don't wanna do that. I want to, ask contractors that may be listening to reach out to us to come and look at the building and say, hey, this is what we think that you need, this is what we think that,
To the
we
trailer?
would do, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. And I would.
and then I could take
yeah.
them through there and show
Okay.
them kind of what the Sixth Judicial has in mind, what we have in mind.
Okay. All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just keep moving on.
Okay.
And keep updating us on that.
Okay.
Okay, so next up is budget discussion. Commissioner Milburn, you have the floor.
Okay. Okay, so in this budget discussion, I wanted to know how we wanted to integrate information from budget committee to us, or things that we wanted to look at to the budget committee. And, Greg kinda already wrapped that up. He don't really want us all together trying to work on that. We got here a little late to tell him what our vision was, so they could incorporate that. So now we're just kind of, we're gonna have to go over the work they've done and hope that it is suitable to, not raising the mill, because I don't intend to do that. So,
I need a definition of what raising the mill means.
so right now, our mill is at 59.9.
Okay?
If we rate, I think each mill is 138,000.
Right.
And we declared we may raise it up to 62.5, so we could take advantage of that additional 138,000 for each mill, or mill and a half, that we.
So you don't wanna go off the last year's,
That's
you don't wanna
right.
go above last
Yes,
year's mill?
yes,
Okay.
I wanna let the
That's
market do
making
its thing,
revenue.
and
Sure,
if we get
sure.
more money, it's through the valuation increases, I don't wanna
I
get any.
just wanna be clear,
I
cause
don't
I
wanna take
thought
anything
you don't wanna
extra.
raise it past 62.
Yeah, I don't want it in my judgment,
Alright,
so that's just where I stand on that. And so, we've kind of already covered this, but, from my observation, the previous administration might have been a little hasty, due to the lack of options, when making this resolution. It was just kind of there, we need to get it done, we need to do it. And when going over it, and talking to some other counties, it was just part of it, and so they still did it, even though it wasn't, required as the, budget payroll benefits. And then we also have road records that we also allotted an extra dollar amount to, even though we increased that back in 2023, a part-time to a full-time, in that office. So, I mean,
So
just don't
when
know
we-
why we're paying all these
when-
extras plus
when-
increasing the salaries.
when we increased the part-time to full-time, how much was that?
For that deeds office.
Yeah.
It moved it, whatever they were 20 hours a week, and moved to full-time
What was the dollar amount?
for the next budget season to get time to align. Because this is still gonna have to go on this budget and payroll, and I mean, that's what you guys negotiated for, so it'll still need to go on until they get it integrated. Or you guys, I guess you didn't vote for it, David, and the other two did, but either
Yeah.
way, it still needs to go on until the other takes over,
Well, I think,
in my opinion.
I think the, well, turn that on. The resolution was, for the first of the, was at the first of the year, right? Yeah.
I mean,
And salaries are determined, doesn't say timeline here
Well-
in the statute. But I have a question for the clerk. With the election coming up and the change in precincts, how far are we off from the 2025 budget that was budgeted for elections?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean.
when the
it's-
budget was created, they should have known they had 5.
No,
brand
they
new
didn't.
We did
precincts.
not.
They
Had
didn't.
no idea.
That was voted for in November.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the budget was passed before then. Well, it's shown that the total expenditures, which isn't listed in here, but I'm
We're
just
gonna be
saying.
short.
Huh?
We're gonna be short.
That's what I was, so, I mean, I'm just saying is
Do you have a
that,
projected shortage?
I think in the new budget document, there was about $1,500 that we're probably gonna have to pull from the general fund. And that's not a cost I can control.
but we put 10,000 for you on election.
I think that's always been there, hasn't it?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
always been there.
Well,
Statutorily, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got 50,500 in salaries, and that's your staff.
That's a half-time staff person in that position. And then all of the people that I have to hire to run the elections.
Has
And-
that always been there as well, Susan?
Yes.
Okay.
And in order to run the elections, it depends on how many elections I have. I might have 3, I might have 4, depending on if there's any special elections. So this year, we've been lucky, we've only had 2.
Okay.
Now, next year, we will have 3.
So I see here, though, in this one, that has a transfer to equipment. Is that equipment?
Yeah, we won't be able to make that transfer this year, and I have no equipment money. So if I have a piece of equipment that fails, I have nothing to go to.
Okay.
That GE fund for equipment, can you use that? Can you use money from that? That's 30K, right?
Yeah, if it's available to me. I would have to come in and ask for it.
No, I'm just trying to spitball here, so.
I'm just looking at all the options that we have, that we have here. And, I mean, I'm looking at this resolution, and I was not for it in January. I wanted us to, just overall to proceed, because some of these were new things. And so I wanted us to proceed a lot slower than we did, and we didn't. But I don't want to handicap these departments now that they're in full swing on these items that the money was for. I'd say that we could review it when the time comes for the next salary appointment. That'd be 5 commissioners then.
I would say.
And that would
if
be
we're-
affected by the 2026 budget.
I would say if we're paying for budget, payroll, and benefits, and now we're outsourcing it,
Okay.
we would not pay for that, is my.
For the rest of the
perspective on
year?
it. No, like I said, starting, no.
That's what I'm
Because it's
saying
gonna
too.
take
So
it,
then
but
we're-
but we could, so that we could budget correctly for it. I mean, if we don't change this, then
Well, we vote on it. I mean, this resolution gets voted on every January. And we either adopt these increases or additional monies, and we also establish the salaries for these positions that were set last January as well. That's up there on the top side of that list.
So you don't want me doing budget next year either?
Well,
In those minutes, you guys said that you were going to look at other budget options.
right,
Because that's just what you wanted, and
Yeah.
I would align with that.
so.
Okay.
And I mean, I believe that moving forward, if we're not gonna, I mean, we're not gonna,
I just don't know how
Not
long
gonna
it
do
will take
anything with
Emerson to
this-
take
with-
over, and I don't want to,
right,
I don't want to move that until
Right.
they have it set out. So
Right.
that's why I'm giving it a timeline, but I
okay.
think that I
I
would
think
like
for 2026, yeah.
it all
we need
lined
to-
up right now.
Yeah, we need to look at that.
So we're leaving it status quo for now
I would make a motion.
to, I mean, I just want to hear it before you.
I would make a motion to amend this resolution, not amend the resolution, but repeal Resolution 1425, Resolution 1225, strike chief operations officer from the resolution, that's no longer a position, and strike the extra assigned duties, budget, payroll, and benefits officer, and road records officer. Or you could say, no, let's strike one, not the
So
other.
you wanna
Let's
strike them
this,
for,
not that.
strike them for the 2026 budget,
I mean,
or
put an
strike them
effective
now?
date on it.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, that would be the beginning, you know, with the 2026 budget, unless we're ready to
If
do
it
it.
happens before then, I don't know when
Yeah.
when it'll be integrated.
Okay.
So, riddle me this then. If you strike the COO's position, the pay, that money goes back into the general fund, whatever's left of it for the year?
No, because it was being paid out of IT,
IT.
and the budget committee did go ahead and move that budget from 300,000 to 250, so they did take some of that out.
Okay.
But it does need removed from this resolution, in my opinion. And then if we're outsourcing the others, then they would as well. And again, that additional, we raised all of these. We didn't, somebody, whoever was here before, they raised all these, but at the same time, then they added duties that were already in offices and added more. And I can't wrap my head around it, so.
The amount that was being paid is comparable to other counties of our size. And most of those offices have 4 to 5 employees.
So you're looking at the COO, you're looking at what? The records, road records officer?
Right, that
Yeah.
was newly
And-
created,
Budget, payroll, and benefits.
item there.
But if I mean, and I think we're kinda, I don't wanna, you know, poke the stick here, but this money that was for budget, payroll, and benefit officer and the road records officer, and even an election officer is covered. I see statute for the motor vehicle and investment officer, but not for
Election's
the
always
election.
been there,
But-
though. They've
but,
always
yeah, I
had
think
that
it's all-
additional.
But I think it's in there, in the budget book. But these weren't for the budgets of this department, it was for your salary, is that correct?
Correct.
And the same with the treasure, or the deeds, is the 5,000 was added to that salary.
It don't even say where these are allocated, it says budget, payroll,
So-
and benefits officer and road records officer, it don't even say where they're
Right.
allocated to.
So,
So, I'm sorry.
all right, good. So what I'm hearing right here is the budget, payroll, and benefits officer, that pay was 10 grand. That $10,000 went on top of the county clerk's pay, is what I'm
Yes.
hearing, right?
Yes,
But the clerk's not doing that job.
that's why I would say we would move that.
She's not physically doing that. Selena's doing that
Oh,
job.
yes, that's correct.
That's what
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah,
So
you
is-
are paying somebody to do it, and then somebody to watch them do it, yes.
Okay, so the same thing with the road record officer, we're giving that to Ms. Can't pronounce it, Laura
Holdridge.
I don't know.
Holdridge?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
Mrs.
but
Holdridge.
somebody else is doing that job there.
It was new. I mean, that was new, that was a new line item here. It wasn't here before
Okay.
this resolution in January, I believe is when they did it.
So what I'm seeing here is you're, what I hear you telling me is it's double dipping.
I don't know. I just, they're new, and the salaries used to be less,
Okay?
and they did them. Now it's more, plus those to do them, so.
All right. This is,
What's that? I was waiting. I thought you still were talking.
I'm still trying to digest this whole thing. I gotta quit clicking the pen. So what exactly do you wanna do, Commissioner Melbourne?
I move we repeal resolution 1425 and 1225.
What's 1225?
It's on there.
It's
And
Well,
so
it
if we
was
put repeal
repealed- it was
1425, we have to
repealed
repeal 1225, so
You've
it's
already
still.
repealed 1225.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but once you've repealed 1425, then you've no longer got 1225 in record there, so you just repeal them both on the new resolution.
You don't need to repeal 1225.
I mean, you still need to know that it's not active.
So you wanna repeal 1425 and?
Yes. And remove from it, under extra assigned duties, budget payroll and benefits officer for $10,000, record road officer for $5,000, and chief operating officer for $88,616.84.
So, what happens when we remove it?
It was never there. When we remove it,
Well, right now, it's
There's
being,
less work
it's
because Tim's gonna
incorporated,
do
it's
it.
incorporated in a payroll. So if we repeal it right now, then that means these items, because you're repealing all of it, and that means the salary, all that, we have to pass a new resolution
yes,
with those salaries and
Yes.
stuff on it.
yes, everything will stay the same. 3 line items will be struck.
Okay?
And so our pay will be cut at that point. Yes?
If we repeal it now, that's what'll happen.
What did it go from in January? I think it went from 47,000 to 60 plus 10. No, 47 plus 10 plus another 10 to 60 plus 10 plus another 10. Nope. Nope. Was it 47, David? You weren't here.
46 something,
It was
yeah.
46 plus the 10 for elections, so it was 56. Now it's 60 plus another 20, so it's 80. And if we're taking some of that work away, then I don't see why it's unreasonable.
Yeah. And you made the motion?
She hasn't made the motion, she's
She
just.
did.
talk-
She
You
made a
did?
motion.
I can do
Yeah.
it. I'll restate the motion.
Yeah, go ahead.
I move we repeal Resolution 1425, which also repealed Resolution 1225, replacing it with a new resolution, striking budget payroll benefits officer, striking road records officer, and striking chief operations officer.
So that would move chief operations officer totally out of the,
Yeah.
out of the organizational chart.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second the motion.
Tran?
Yeah.
Beer
Yes.
Milburn?
Yes.
Okay, next up is new business. insurance meeting request. Commissioner Milburn, you have the floor on that.
This one's quick. And I would ask, before I remembered Commissioner Tran was not gonna be here, I was gonna ask for a meeting, with Don Doherty on the 11th. Commissioner Tran's not gonna be here, so at your earliest convenience, when you're back, when will that be? That we could meet with Don about insurance?
Like 21st.
Okay, so 8/21, that's a Thursday. So we have a work session for,
That night.
building,
You want to meet with them on the
But-
22nd?
yeah. Yeah,
And that's
and I'll have to check with his schedule, so I
Don.
might have to change that, yeah, Don.
Okay, Don Doherty, Mr.
Around,
Doherty.
would we say 4:30 or 5?
5, please.
5 PM. I'll
Hmm.
double check with him, make sure we can do that, and he's just gonna educate us a little bit about what they do and familiarize us with our plans.
Okay.
And if he needs to share anything, it may need to go, this special meeting may need to go into an executive session.
Okay.
So we'll just meet here.
Are you striking the 25th?
We had him on the 25th.
Not doing that.
Okay, we'll keep that, but we're gonna do a work session on the 21st.
You can't go into executive session in a work session.
Yeah.
Well, that's not for Dawn, though. The 21st is a work session for the budget. The 22nd is a special meeting for Dawn.
Okay.
Special
You
meeting.
said a work session.
I did, I'm sorry. Okay, so next up is commissioner comments. I can't remember which ones I've been, I think it'd be your turn, Mr. Tran.
I will. The next 30 days is going to be very, very tough. Tonight was tough. Tonight was very tough. I personally think that the three of us need to come to consensus at that work session. First thing we need to do is we need to figure out, do we all agree on keeping the mill levy where it's at? That's the first thing. Or if we can't agree on where the mill levy is gonna be, then we need to agree on another level. Because until we agree on that, we won't know how much money we have. And then once we have that, we need to come to a consensus on what's priority. And I go back to what I said before, is like, I don't have a dog in this fight. I care about the people and I wanna work for the people. I don't have a hidden agenda, I don't care. Make sense? It's just, we gotta take care of the people. We gotta take care of the sheriff, we gotta take care of EMS, we gotta take care of Public Works, we gotta take care of the courthouse. How we're gonna get there? That's $1 million question. So, through all this, it's, like I said, it's gonna be tough. Through all of it, we have to be professional. Please maintain your maintain your integrity. That's the only way we can get through this. Thank you, sir.
Commissioner Milburn?
Yeah. I want to let the public know that, in speaking with Jennifer, the tax sale has been sent to the law firm as of 8/8/25. I'd like to talk about the mill and the valuations a little bit and how our valuations are based off the market, and that takes it out of our hands. The only time that we raise the taxes to the people is when we raise the mill or choose not to lower it and take advantage of the valuations. I really want people to understand that. There is, you heard from the appraiser, some work that needs to be done to bring things into compliance. I don't want to burden the tax base. We don't have a lot of ways we cannot do that, but we have to try.
Yep.
So, that's all.
Okay, thank you. I'll just, point out that what Mr. Motley pointed out earlier is that this isn't something that's going to get solved year one. I mean, this is a new commission. Next year, we bring in 2 more additional people, and that's going to make things either a lot easier or a lot harder, depending upon how we come to consensus as a group. But I think the overall ideal is that we are beholden to our taxpayers, and we need to make really good decisions regarding their money. So moving forward with that, that's our mission. And I said it before, mission first, men always. So you got to take care of your people too. So if you don't take care of your people, then you can't get the mission done. So with that said, I move that we adjourn the meeting. Oh, I'm sorry.
The 8825, is that the delinquent tax list as of that date? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, the tax sale. Mhm.
Okay.
It's been sent to the tax
Yeah.
firm that's
Yeah,
gonna do that.
Chris, whatever his last
Yeah,
name is.
Jennifer told me she did that on the 8th.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not necessarily has delinquent taxes as of 8. She just sent it to him on the 8th.
They sent some paperwork that they wanted filled out. She filled that out and sent it back to them.
Okay. Well, what
And,
does that mean?
and that's so they can get the process started.
Okay, well, what does that mean?
The,
I mean, is there 150 properties or is
she
there
didn't tell
200
me.
properties?
She did not tell me how many there were.
That's a good idea.
I didn't ask
though.
her,
We need to
but we can
probably
ask
start-
her.
Yeah, we probably start narrowing down when the sale's going to happen. And
Well, being only one member of the land bank speaking here, we would like to know which ones are on the list to go after first.
Oh, insider trading. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
kind of.
yeah. All
We
right.
can do that legally.
So now I move that we adjourn the meeting.
A second.
Yes.
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 You don't, Mr. Chairman.
You guys, you, whatever.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mr. Walker, can you do me a favor?
Yep.
Get you a big pen, one that doesn't click. Cause it comes up on this.
Yeah, okay.
Cause I do it too, I keep telling myself, quit clicking. So I put my pen
I
down.
heard you say it one time. I
Yeah.
heard you say, click, click.
Cause I
one
did,
time.
cause I